Don't you dare, ref. That she got the ball.
Yes, everyone, welcome back to the Irish Hotspur, and the Europa League begins, sadly in a delayed beginning of the Europa League, because QARABAG, they haven't even made it to the stadium yet. They are intimidated, clearly, by the looks of things, but in all seriousness, there has been some travel interruptions for a lot of the Spurs fans, as well as it looks like for the QARABAG team. They only just arrived to the stadium. I think Dave is going to be our eyes and ears on the ground for
Under
today.
police escort.
They're
definitely trying to get the game underway.
Dave's going to be our police escort. He's going to be our agent on the ground. He's going to let us know when they have. I think they've already arrived, but Dave will probably give us an update at some point, or maybe you guys in the chat who could be a bit quicker. You never know. Will let us know when the actual game time starts. We wanted to delay things just a little bit, but not too long, because, we could still chat about the upcoming game. We can still give our thoughts ahead of it. We, of course, have the lineups on screen for you guys. Ange Postecoglou, in my opinion, has gone for a version of a pretty strong lineup while still giving some people some more opportunities this season to see what they can do and how they could contribute to the campaign. And I'm looking forward to this because I am a huge Europa League fan. I nerd out over a lot of these teams. I'm a big shameless football hipster, and teams like QARABAG are actually teams I kind of get excited for because you never know what they might bring. They could give you a good game, or you could end up slapping them 5-6-0. It's sometimes always going to be fun no matter what. Looking forward to this one. Thank you guys for picking us as your watch-along destination. So many places to go, but it does seem like you guys like to come over here and like to show us some love and support. We want to kick off things right. We want it to be a 3-0. We want it to be a 4-0. And if it does end up being that, Dave and I will be happy clapping off of the walls, bouncing off the walls, talking about the takeout orders, maybe thinking about cooking up something Azerbaijani style just to show them some respect, but also to be able to eat away their tears and eat away the win as well. Looking forward to a big performance today. Hopefully Ange Postecoglou and this team can deliver one for us. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for joining us. If you can, smash that like button. Do think about as well becoming a member of this channel, because we put out a lot of match day content for you guys, from the pre-match buildup to Dave's predicted lineup. There's also members only live streams. If in case you didn't know that, you guys can become a member, and then you'll be able to watch our own thoughts, before the game, at least the day before. We end up putting up around an hour sort of podcasty type style preview for you guys. So you can definitely check that out if you are interested in supporting the channel an extra way. But Dave, get into the lineup here. We have Vicario in goals. We have Archie Gray at right back, Dragashin right-sided center back. Van de Ven is joining Dragashin, which we don't get to see too often, Van de Ven and Dragashin playing together. Davies will likely play left back, but you never know. It could be a twist in the cards. Maybe Van de Ven ends up playing left back and Davies plays left-sided center back, with Basuma in midfield. Pop Matassar in there as well with Lucas Bergvall. Johnson up top. Hopefully he can continue that goal scoring streak and we can continue to see him shush all of the haters. Solanke is up top as well with Sonny, our Capitan. And then we do have a few bench options from Mikey Moore to as well as the Luca Gunter isn't available actually on the bench. I'm actually going to bring it up because, again, I hate the new Spurs lineup image. It's just so tiny. They made such a big room for that huge sponsorship logo for the Kraken, and I'm not a big fan of kind of the new style of the lineup logo. But we have Forster on there, Brandon Austin in there. Strange to have two goalkeepers on the bench, if you ask me. But Pedro Porro that is in there as well at right back. We also have Udogie in there, Bentancur, Madison, Kulusevski, Moore, Werner, and Lancashire. Nice to see Will Lancashire be given an opportunity. He could come on and maybe relieve Solanke at some point to come in as the striker. And then Kulusevski is a great player to be able to bring off the bench. He's clearly favored by Ange Postecoglou. Got a kickoff time, Dave?
Yeah, so it is going to be at 8:35 p.m. So half an hour from now, or no, 40 minutes from now.
Well, everyone, get your questions in, get your comments in, get your opinions in. We'll sit with you for a while here and we'll build up to this game as much as we can. We've already built it up for a few hours now. I think we're just dying to get it kicked off here. We're just dying to get going. But sometimes this can happen, right? Where just complications like this, and sort of unfortunate circumstances in all seriousness can come about. And then you just have to go with the flow and you have to maintain that focus, maintain that concentration, and hopefully let's maintain the optimism, maintain the hope that Spurs can get this kicked off in the right sort of manner, in the right sort of fashion. But Dave, on the lineup here, I mean, we have some good options off of the bench. but also Ange Postecoglou has gone for a version, you could say, of a pretty strong lineup. I know your predicted lineup was close to accurate on this one. It wasn't totally perfect, but I was listening to it this morning, and I liked a lot of the logic that you had behind some of the players that you picked for this one. But what do you make of the lineup here, from Vicario being included instead of Forster to the midfield, which you got perfectly spot on, backline you got perfectly spot on, and then he's gone for a strong, strong forward line, debatably our best forward line.
No, 100%. First of all, good evening, everybody. These are the moments and these are the nights that we live for, you know. Look, I know we've had some awful nights in Europe in years gone by, but I tend to try and remember the great nights we've had in Europe. The likes of Man City's, you know, the beating the Ajaxes, you know, some of the UEFA Cup runs under Pochettino and in years gone by, AC Milan's and Inter Milan's under Harry Redknapp. We've had some great nights. You know, you go back to nights before that when they won it, when they beat Anderlecht, you know, and penalties and stuff like that. You know, we've had some great nights, and I can't wait to start putting respect on our name in Europe this time around. I think in years gone by, yes, we made a lot of changes in them games, and that's probably contributed, but we also, you know, played our defensive tactics in Europe against teams and allowed them to come on to us. This time around, we're going at them, we're going head hunting, and you know, it's the way I like Tottenham to be in Europe. It served us well against the likes of Inter Milan, AC Milan under Harry Redknapp when we went head hunting, so I cannot wait to get this European campaign kicked off. You know, this is what I live for. Look, don't get me wrong, the Premier League and all is great, but I live for watching Tottenham in Europe. I grew up in an era where, you know, Tottenham weren't in Europe. All my friends were saying goodbye to me early on a Tuesday, Wednesday night, you know, going in to watch their team in the Champions League, even some of them on a Thursday night, going in to watch their team in the UEFA Cup. I'm left outside kicking the ball, trying to hit a lamppost 10 times in a row because I've nothing else to do. You know, it's absolutely embarrassing. And, you know, eventually my time came where Tottenham got into Europe, and I want to stay in Europe. Last season was a stark reminder of my childhood growing up as a Spurs fan. I don't want that again. I live for Tottenham being in Europe, and I absolutely cannot wait to get this campaign, you know, up and running, despite the whole universe trying to stop us from playing our brand of football in Europe. But look, in terms of the lineup, I'm glad he went with Vicario. I was tying up between Vicario and Forrester. I did think he would have went with Fraser Forrester, but he didn't. He went with Vicario, which means Forrester also gave Ange, you know, an aneurysm the other night. So it's good to see that common sense has prevailed there. And hopefully we see a lot more assured Vicario. Hopefully not called into action too much tonight. That would be ideal. In terms of the back line, it's exactly what I predicted. You know, Adoji, Van de Ven, Romero, Porro, they're all going to have to take their turn in these games because we're left short of options. But you're one thing you're spot on with, Jack. I'm absolutely delighted to see the centre-back partnership of Radu Dragusin and Van de Ven. You hit the nail on the head in the preview when you said, you know, it's a partnership we want to get, you know, minutes into and get them, to, you know, used to working together, playing together, operating together, deciding out who's the shot caller, who's not, you know, who follows instructions, stuff like that. So that, because there's no guarantee that we're going to have Romero and Van de Ven for all the big games later on in the season or at times this season. So it's good that Van de Ven and Dragusin are going to get that option together, you know, because he's played with Romero as well at some point. So, you know, and if he wants to get into that front, you know, into that back four, you have to play him beside players that he's going to be playing with and see how comfortable he looks. Look, when it comes to Dragusin, I'd argue I don't think he's taken many of his opportunities. I was more impressed what I've seen with him with Romania at the Euros more than what I've seen from him in a Spurs shirt. I think, you know, he's come into that back line, and I think he's just sort of added to the problem or being a part of the problem rather than actually come in and wanting to solve that problem or solve any of the issues. I think at times he doesn't look as comfortable on the ball, and I think it comes down to him, and positioning wise I think he gets caught out sometimes, and I think that's coming down to him finding his feet in this team and in this formation. It's a complete change from the way he was playing in Italy, where he was more defensive minded and stuff like that. It's a complete change. But he's got all the attributes to become a really top defender for Tottenham Hotspur. And if Real Madrid do come calling for Romero, I have no doubt Dragusin can step in and create maybe an even stronger partnership with someone like Van de Ven going forward in terms of defensive solidity. I don't think he'll ever be as good as Romero on the ball, but I think it's the right option tonight. I know many people then will go, Ben Davies at left back, that's a liability. I sort of agree with that. You know, everyone knows my feelings. Like I said, I think his legs were gone years ago at left back. But but I'm hoping there's not going to be too much coming our way, that it doesn't get exposed, that it's loads going the other way. So that's my thinking behind it, Jack. Anything you want to say on the back line before we go into the midfield?
Just on Dragishin, I would argue that he had a great game alongside Romero in the Newcastle game. Debatably a better game than even Romero played against Newcastle because he had some strong defensive moments, and I can't really recall too many times where he was that sketchy on the ball. But then when he got his other opportunity where he played alongside Ben Davies in the Coventry match, I'd agree with you that he didn't shake up any trees really at all. He actually didn't have that great of a game. And in fact, Ben Davies, you could argue, had a better game than him from that back line because he ended up saving a goal from us. And if it wasn't for that save goal, probably wouldn't be even still in this in the League Cup. It's just with Dragusin, I think he needs minutes alongside. And again, I'm biased towards Ben Davies, and I don't want to throw shade on him that much because he did help us out a lot in the previous game. But I'd like to give Dragishin minutes with really competent, really high-level center backs like a Mickey Van de Ven, like a Romero, because he had a good game alongside someone like Romero, who is a top-level center back. And let's see if he can have a good performance against another top-level center back like a Mickey Van de Ven, and see if we can, get the best of Dragishin. Because you could say when he played alongside Davies and when he played alongside other players that might be more on the fringe, he just didn't have, maybe the best of performances. That's not excusing him, just saying maybe he could be helped out a little bit by playing with other top level defenders, and that would bring out the best of his game. Just trying to show him a tad bit of sympathy, maybe in that regard. Because I think if you're someone like him, who's very talented, but still very young. Like, I think we forget that with Dragishin, still how young he is. He's younger than Brennan Johnson. He's younger than other players in this team for the most part. I think he's even younger than Pop Matasar, might even be the same age as Pop Matasar.
Do you know what? It's because of the size and the physique of him, Jack. He just looks 27, 28. Looks the prime of his life, He sort of doesn't look that age.
No, you probably even at 19 or whatever, you still were like scratching your head. You're like, well, I feel like we got to check that passport once or twice, make sure nothing's doctored on it, because he does not look like your average 21-year-old. That's for sure. He's an absolute man mountain of a person. But yeah, that's just my thinking is that he needs to, as a young, talented center back with still so much to learn, still so much experience to be gained. Just having that with another top level center back could really help him out, I think, and just bring the best out of his game, be able to take a bit of the pressure off of him as well. And he can stand out a bit more in that regard. That's just how I feel about it. And it's no shade on Ben Davies at all. I'm trying not to in any way because he had a great game last time. It's just, I think he deserves to play alongside another top level center back instead of only getting minutes with the fringe players, basically. I'd like to consider Dragishin as a bit better than your average second string fringe player. I'd like to think that he's someone who can eventually really challenge Romero, really challenge the others for a spot in that starting squad. And it's just games like these where if he plays well enough, he can start to consider himself that regard. And just quickly, I know I'm gone a big Dragishin rant here, but I rate his mentality for even coming to Spurs because he had Romero ahead of him. He had Mickey Van de Ven ahead of him. Two center backs around his age that are also considered to be some of the top in their position for their age. And yet he's still backed himself to come to Spurs to challenge these guys, to get minutes under Ange Postecoglou, and also playing in a system that was completely foreign to him. When he was at Genoa, he was playing Sean Dyche ball or Thomas Frank, sort of like every man behind the ball, defend for your lives type of system. And here he's playing a completely different system, and he's playing behind really good center backs that are still at a pretty young age. So I back him for that mentality and, having confidence in himself in that regard. Unless you had any other thoughts on Dragon, Dave, we could go through the rest of the lineup.
Yeah, just last thing I wanted to add to it is, when you look at Mickey Van de Ven and Radu Dragusin, they're both big, strong, athletic guys. It's not going to be a comfortable evening for any strike partnership, and it is a partnership that does excite me going forward. And one I really want to look at it sort of counteracts maybe having Gray and Davies at wing, at fullback. They might be a bit slow getting back or might be played in behind. But I can tell you now, if you're a little winger trying to get on a ball in behind, you see Radu Dragusin or Van de Ven hurtling towards you, there's going to be a part of you that's going to pull out. So I think that would probably navigate the problem we might have at fullback tonight.
And in the midfield, Dave, I heard your predicted lineup this morning, and you were spot on about Basuma, right? Someone who's been playing really well, but has done some naughty things off of
Mm,
the pitch and doesn't deserve just to be thrown straight away back into the team as if nothing has happened, right? And Bentancur has been playing pretty well as well so far this campaign. So I liked your logic of giving Basuma that those minutes that he deserves, but also giving him that reminder of he has messed up in the
yeah.
beginning of this season. He can't just expect just to be thrown straight away into the team, even if he's being a bit of a teacher's pet right now with Ange
Mm,
Postecoglou, right? To try to warm his way up to him and to give him that sense of confidence that he does have the right mentality. So I do rate what you said about Basuma being played today,
mm,
and it looks like you were absolutely spot on. Pop Matasar, I think it made sense that he would play today because he's fallen a bit down the pecking order with recent performances not being too great. He's still, though, very young, and he does deserve to get minutes so that he can try to work
mm,
on some of the kinks in his game and get some confidence back. And this would be a great way to do so. And technically, too, what I would add about Pop Matasar is you brought up how Spurs need to match the intensity levels of the opposition, right? They need to work just as hard out of possession. They need to
mm.
keep the tempo going. They need to work really hard. And Pop Matasar is someone you would almost
He
never
embodies
fault
that.
for working,
Yeah.
being lazy or anything like that. He's actually the complete opposite. He's a very intelligent player, but he works his tail off every single game. And that could actually inspire some other players in the team to meet him on
Mm,
his level to make sure that this is a European night. You want to put in your best effort. And I think Pop Matasar certainly will try to do that. And then
mm,
Bergvall, looking forward to seeing what the saucy Swedish midfielder can do. He's a guy that catches the eye very easily just because he's so silky on the ball, has really good intelligence in his game as well when he's trying to thread through passes, or sometimes his first touch just kind of leaves you just kind of in awe, really, at times. He's just that much of a silky operator. And I think
mm,
this is going to be a good game for him, especially playing at home under the lights. Lots of fans in the stadium. He deserves a moment like this. I think someone like
mm,
Lucas Bergvall. Curious to see what Archie Gray will be like because he did struggle in that right back position against Coventry City. And this will be technically, in my opinion, a harder test than Coventry City
yeah.
against a team like QARABAG. And curious to see how he'll play tonight because maybe compared to Bergvall, Archie Gray's not really had, you could say, as convincing of a start maybe in a Spurs shirt,
Mm,
even though that's probably being a bit harsh because he's only had so many minutes in general, and majority of the minutes he had were preseason in different positions than what he's used to. He probably does want to have a good performance tonight just to get some confidence in his belt as well. And then the forward line speaks for itself. It's technically right now the best forward line that we have available, and it's good to see Solanke continue to get more minutes because he needs match fitness. And I sometimes forget about that. That while I want to
mm,
preserve Solanke, he joined the team like 2 minutes before we kicked off the Premier League campaign. Like
yeah.
he didn't get any practice under Ange Postecoglou. He didn't get any minutes to train to be able to get match sharp. I think he was nursing an injury as well, like over the summer, picked up an injury straight away, in the beginning. So he's had a mixed bag of a start in a Spurs shirt. So maybe he just needs as many minutes as he possibly can without pushing him too much.
Mm,
So it makes a lot of sense actually for Solanke to start tonight. With Sonny, it's interesting because I think Sonny should be taken off 60th minute ideally and give someone else like Mikey Moore a chance or bring on Kulusevski or something like that because you don't want to give Sonny all 90 minutes before the game against Man United where you want to have him fully match fit, fully sharp, really
mm.
motivated for that one. So, but I like Ange Postecoglou's lineup. I actually really like it. I rate it.
With the lineup, I think it's a perfect blend of players that could be in that starting 11 that maybe aren't getting as much minutes, as maybe as they were last season. So it's a strong lineup. But Basuma, he hasn't nailed down his spot. He is on the periphery right now. He's got a point to prove. Archie Gray getting minutes, which is good. One thing with Archie Gray, I know a lot of people want to see him in centre midfield, and the club have said they do see him in there long term. But this season, I think we're just going to have to get used to him being
Hmm.
deputised at right back and maybe not moan about it and just maybe trust in the plan. And it's not alien to him. He spent actually most of last season playing at right back for Leeds on their run to the playoffs. So, he's well used to playing there. Basuma, though, it is a good it is a good reminder in terms of just with Basuma. I feel like he's one of them players you have to constantly have him to prove a point to you. I think the moment he starts to get comfortable, he starts to slack off a little or pull back a little, and then things start to tend to unravel very, very quickly. I almost feel like, he needs to have it. You need someone like me or you in there, 24/7, living with him, follow him around, just to help him make the right decisions, or just sort of like, look, Basuma, you need to sit in tonight. You need to sit back, relax, rest. You don't need to be out and stuff like that. But I feel like he's a player that you constantly have to have proven a point. I'm not sure whether that's a good or a bad thing. It can be very, very difficult to manage. But hopefully, Basuma puts in a world-class performance tonight. Papa Matasar, like I was saying in the particular lineup, I've seen glimpses of Sarr to show that he can be a complete midfielder in terms of he can get in the box on the end of things. He can play them defense splitting passes. He can switch play. He can go and hunt the ball for you. He's got all the attributes to be that guy, to be that world-class midfielder. Something a bit like what Paul Pogba was, but never really reached the heights because of his attitude. He has everything that Paul Pogba has to a certain degree. He just needs to find a way of really tying it all in together, in my opinion. I think once he does that, I think he'll go on to be a phenomenal sort of player in the future. I do think he's maybe suffering from going out to AFCON. And, I know he played that last January, and since he's come back, he's never really been the same player. And I just wonder, has he played too many games in such a condensed period of time that maybe he's just a little bit tired, a little bit exhausted, and, after the break, just sort of struggling to get back into things maybe as quick as he would like. Bergvall, absolutely love this kid. I absolutely love him. He just looks like the footballer that I've been crying out for. Looks like a young Luka Modric. If he could just grow his hair a little bit longer, I'd actually call him Modric for a second. It'd be absolutely brilliant. Berg Modric, I get on the back of my shirt, but I really like him, and I'm just waiting for this guy to have that one game where he absolutely runs the show, picks up the ball deep, plays people in, breaks the lines, going forward, plays a couple of assists, and then everyone's going to start talking about him, focus on him. I truly believe this guy's going to explode at some point in this season. Really like him. And for the front three, I would have personally liked to have seen Son and Johnson rested for Man United, but I can understand why he's put them out there. They did click against Brentford, and I think the hope is they do it again tonight for 40, 45, 55 minutes tonight, and then he makes changes, get the game over and done nice and early, and they go into that Man United game still having that rhythm between the three of them because they played tonight, but also rested enough to be able to give maximum effort on Sunday. But to make no mistake about it, it's a good lineup. It's a good mix of some of the younger fringe players out there, along with some of the experienced players that should be able to get them through this game nice and comfortable. With also one eye on Sunday as well, which I'm absolutely delighted about. And hopefully, and make no mistake about it, the game plan is go and get this game over within 55 minutes. Van de Ven off the pitch, Vicario probably out of goal, Sonny off, Solanke off, Johnson off, and then go and field it with other players that are looking for him in minutes. That's the game plan tonight. If we have them guys on the field at 75, 80 minutes, it's gone completely tits up.
Yeah, one could argue Bergvall is the new Sauceberg for Dave in this game, which would be lots of fun.
Crossfire.
And just want to say, everybody, I think we have well over 300 in the house. I only saw, I think there's still, unless I'm mistaken, only 74 likes. So if you do enjoy these watch-alongs, if you do enjoy joining us for the match day festivities, if you like happy clapping like us, when Spurs are playing well, smash the like button for us. It does go a really long way. And if you do want to think about supporting the channel further, think about grabbing a channel membership as well. But let's get to some people in the chat. Already so many people in the house. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Really thank you for joining us. Shawnee Maddox is in here. Mark is in here, member of the Mark Army. Scotty Heinem, James Paratrooper, Brooklyn Evans, you absolute legends. Lisa, Shemi Tan, big up to you, Shem. Hey, Jack and Dave. Hopefully the game starts soon. I like the selection, but Dave is on the left. Worries me. He's got the Euro flat cap on tonight, Shem Tan. And he's saying if he's inverting, hopefully Bergvall starting in matter spot. Think he can do well there. I'd agree with you on that regard. And Interstellar, good to see you in the house. A regular gamer, the one and only, big up. Eugene, good to see you. He's saying, have we scored yet?
4-0 up, Eugene.
Already, they already are intimidated, Eugene, by the looks of things. Moondog, though, he's saying delayed kickoff. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, it's not nothing you want to see, but it looks like it's just not really been our night when it comes to this game getting started off on the right foot, because I think there was unfortunate events that happened on the train lines. Also, someone in the chat, I saw Artist T mention something about a truck being flipped over on the highway or on the motorway as well. So it's just not been the night, I guess, for everything to run smoothly, and we just have to roll
It's
with it.
It's almost like the universe are trying to save us from embarrassment, Jack. They're just telling us, just get this game off no matter what.
Or they're trying to save, if I were to take your mentality from earlier, they're trying to save QARABAG from some embarrassment. They're trying
Well,
to
let's see
delay
what
it as
side the
much
Lord
as
is
they
on
can.
tonight, eh?
Delay the punishment for them. But Moondog also saying, I'm still sticking with a 5-0 to us. Get in there. Come on, Moondog. Would love to have a 5-0. I think
Love
Dave
it.
and I be
Love the
bouncing off the
mentality.
walls if it were a 5-0. And I think that's Dermatron's prediction. So you're in Dermatron's camp.
Big up, Moondog. Absolutely love it. You never sent me over a nice bet to put on today, by the way. I was very disappointed. I had time to get to the bookies today and all. But look, absolutely love it. When I was growing up, I went into these games expecting 4 or 5-0. Often wasn't sort of disappointed. Hopefully I won't be tonight, Moondog. If we win tonight convincingly, we're going into that Man United game on a high and absolutely buzzing. If we scrape over the line tonight, I think the fan base goes into that game a bit tentative. I think the squad goes into that game a bit tentative. So I do think we have to have a really convincing performance tonight to get that confidence, get that momentum, have that feel-good factor, and almost change the whole narrative around this project. And they have to stand up and just be like, look, we're here. You took us a while to get going. We're sorry. But we arrived and we continue. We plan on continuing this. So hopefully we see that tonight, Moondog.
Exactly right, Moondog. And I love that you're going into this with confidence. It's the Europa League. I love the Europa League, Moondog. And I would love for us to start off in that sort of manner with a 5-0. Lazy 8 saying starting goalkeeper tells me 2 things. Ange taking this seriously, and also Ange has more faith in Vicario. I'm happy about that. That's right, Lazy 8. And thank you so much for the kits as well today, sir. Probably one of the best things I've ever received in my lifetime, these kits behind me. I feel like I'm got the best Spurs kits in the business now on YouTube, with Dembele to Luka Modric, Toby Alderweireld. I don't even know where to go now from here. With Sonny too, like I don't even think it gets better really than the kits that I have at the moment from this band Lazy 8. Absolute legend, really, really kind from this guy. Honestly, it felt like my birthday today with receiving these kits. Georgie Hill saying, hearing they didn't check their carry-on bags properly on the flight. No, I guess not, Georgie Hill. I guess not. But I would love to hear from you again for your fan cam if you have the time for it. Later this evening, George Hill. You've done a great job in doing that and being an ambassador and being kind of the leader in that regard. So we really appreciate your support, Georgie Hill. Adrian Bound saying, big up, lads. Weather is very bad around the area. Floods everywhere. My bus passengers were getting their feet wet today, so I can get home in time. Maybe Adrian Brown has contributed to some of the traffic delay because he's just been zooming all over the place. Probably not even following the designated bus route. He's just dropping people off at corners, not taking them all the way to the stop because he's trying to get home in time to watch his Spurs play. Big up to you, Adrian.
It's probably not as bad as what Old Trafford was last night. Did anyone see the river that was flowing through that stadium last night? Honestly, anyone see the video of it? It's absolutely disgraceful, Jack. It's like someone opened the dam and there was just a full-fledged river flowing down the stands. They had to completely empty the seats, because it was just flowing right over it, man. It was absolute madness. So any Spurs fans going up there someday, flipper, snorkel, goggles, armbands, umbrellas, full wetsuit, probably bring a surfboard as well, actually. Pretend you're going to Bondi Beach or off to California there, and it's going to be a wet day. So, I've warned you, get all the wet gear.
Let us know if you handed out some floaties, some balloons, some inner tubes on the bus there, Adrian Brown. Big up to you, sir. Thanks for getting people home safe tonight. Mark New is in the house. Good to see you as always, Marky New. Brett Loft is in here as well. Jim, just a guy who loves Spurs. Jimbo, would love to see you send in your fan cam after today if you have time for it. The one and only Celery Agent. Good to see you in the house, Celery Agent.
Celery.
Appreciate your support. Yeah. Feel like we don't get to see you in here too often, but I hope everything's all right with you. Berbatov's Halftime Smoke, good to see you. Absolute great name and great person as well. The one and only Drewzilla, and thank you so much for the support, Drewzilla. He's gifted out 10 different memberships, and really appreciate you, Drew. He's gifted it out to, just let me see here.
So, Dry Roasted Peanut.
Great name.
Great name. Francis Reynolds, Future Music, Mervogin 1980, Min Chi, Menace Mendez, absolute great name. The Spurs bench, Chris Loney, Dan, the Carter man, have all been the lucky recipients. So make sure a big thank you to Drew Zilla on for that, and on our behalf, thank you, Drew. Really appreciate the support, brother.
Really kind to us this week, Drew, and just hope that everything's all right with you, my friend, that you're pumped for the Europa League. I bet you are, especially with Johnson in the lineup. Hopefully he continues that scoring streak, and just really appreciate you just being a good member of our community. I'd like to think that we have a really special, unique community here full of really good-hearted people, good Spurs fans at the end of the day, and just good human beings. And you are especially a part of that, Drew. So thank you for your support, my man. And anybody who's been gifted a membership by Drew, take advantage of it, please. Send in a fan cam if you would like to. Details of that will be in the community section. Take advantage of Drew's generosity. Also come on the fan show on Monday as well. So get those fan cams in, get those come on the fan show, make your debut, take advantage of Drew's generosity, please, everybody.
Send him a few kissy emojis to say thank you.
Exactly. Send him a thank you letter. Jacob Anderson, good to see you, Jacob. Really appreciate your support. Jacob. You've been with us for a long time. He's saying, what's up, guys? Come on, your Spurs. Doing all right, Jacob. Hopefully you're doing okay. Europa League is back. Spurs are back in Europe. That's exactly what we want to be seeing. True Patterson here, too. Good to see you. Stephen Wilson, Michael W. Iceman. Big up to you, Iceman. Hopefully everything's all right. Dreadlock 74 is in the house. Good to see you. So many people in here. I'm trying my best to say hello to so many great names. DJ Samuel. I see DJ in there. Big up to you, DJ. Hopefully you're doing all right. We have Paul Connor in here. He's saying, I want double figures tonight. Come on, Paul. Absolutely love that, sir. Maddie Bynum is in here as well. So many people. K32, John Bostich, Rasta Country, so many people. And I apologize. I've definitely left out so many great names, but I'm trying my best here. And the one and only Stevie Frazier and Danny Darko. Dave, at this point, we're about 14 minutes away from kickoff. Where do you feel like, at this stage? Are you feeling just as confident as you were earlier? Maybe coming down a little bit, from your Spurs high? Or are you feeling like Spurs can really put out a big performance tonight?
No, I'm excited, Jack. I don't get nervous for these sort of fixtures. For me, they've traditionally been... I guess I've traditionally shown them no respect until they sort of earn it, to be brutally honest with you. I've sort of always looked at these fixtures and, I looked at it and going, okay, I'm going to see a couple of youngsters, I'm going to see some players that have been on the periphery. Excited. Let's see what they can do. Probably bang, 4 or 5 goals, and let's see who really, takes the game to them and stands out amongst the rest. Years gone by, I mean, we've gone into it absolutely dreading it. You almost see it as soon as you see the lineup. You're like, oh, we're sleepwalking into this. We already know what's going to happen. But I don't think it's due to a lack of respect. I just think it's due, in years gone by, we've had squad players like you said who have turned their nose up at playing in them games. They didn't want to be out there. It's almost like if it's not Premier League game, it's not big game. I don't really want to know. The club are just using me to roll me out here for this game rather than actually having the right attitude and going, do you know what? This is my opportunity to impress the manager, show him why I should be in the lineup. In fact, get the fans on my side, get them to start calling me to be in the lineup. That will then make the press ask the question to the manager. So there's a lot of benefits to playing in these sort of games. And I'm hoping that we see a much better attitude towards this game than what we've seen against Coventry from some of these guys. The fact that the youngest player, 18-year-old Bergvall, was the only player that actually found his cojones and said, fuck Coventry, I'm going to take the game to them. The right attitude, the way I want to see my football being played. Respect nobody, make them respect you. So tonight, it could go either way. Literally, it really could go either way. But for me, I want to see a convincing performance. If I don't see a convincing performance, I will start to become concerned. And I don't think we're out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination. We've got Man United, we've got Brighton coming up. They're bigger games. They will really dictate what the mood is around Tottenham Hotspur. But, they've got a real opportunity tonight to sort of take the pressure off Tottenham, take the pressure off themselves, take the pressure off Ange, almost put a pin in that bubble, and just sort of alleviate the pressure all around by going out here tonight and playing good football. And one thing I've noticed is it's almost to the point where the players walk out there and they almost fear the worst, which when you do that, 9 times out of 10, the worst ends up happening. I want to see them actually go out there and enjoy themselves tonight. If we see a team and players out there that are playing with a smile on their face, enjoying themselves, passing it around, moving, creating opportunities, we'll beat them. All we have to do is for the first 10, 15 minutes, match their intensity. And actually, not even match it. That's not good enough. Beat their intensity. Beat them into submission. beat them back, get them last-ditch defending nice and early, try and score that early goal, and the game takes care of itself after that. You knock the stuffing out of them, you knock the belief of the underdog pulling off the upset once you go and score. If the longer you leave it, the later you leave it, and there's no point in showing me urgency around 70 minutes. That's bullshit. That's just you trying to save face. Don't do that. Show it from minute one, because if you try and do it around 70 minutes, they've already got the belief and they already have the mindset, we have you. We'll get that one opportunity. And like I always say, you manifest it, it'll happen. They usually do get it from a set piece or one breakaway, and boom, it's in the back of the net, and everyone's sitting there scratching their head. How the fuck did that happen? Don't allow that to happen tonight. Rewrite Tottenham's recent history and make your own tonight.
Absolutely love that. Well said, Dave. A great name that I did miss at one point was Wayne Bonner. Good to see you, Wayne Bonner. Hopefully you're all right. He's saying good lineup tonight. Bit gutted, though, that Moore isn't starting. I feel like Mikey Moore could be your new Hill Messi, Mikey Moore Messi for you, Wayne Bonner. So I hope to see him be given some minutes. He's very talented. He's a lovely player to watch. And it'd be nice to see him be given that reward, be given some time tonight. And I think this is the right competition for him as well, where he can be challenged enough by the opposition, but he also could probably, show a thing or two that maybe Spurs fans are waiting to see as well. I think this is going to be a great opportunity, hopefully, for someone like our Mikey Moore. Big up to you, Wayne Bonner. Another question that I had, though, Dave, maybe was just when it comes to teams like QARABAG, from what I remember when I watched them from last campaign or the last season in the Europa League, they were kind of one of those transitional low block teams. They work really hard out of possession. They sit in a certain defensive shape. Do you think the majority of teams in the Europa League will play that way against Spurs, where they aren't looking to take the game to us? They're not going to try to go completely toe-to-toe against a team like us. They will look to eventually try to sit back, sit deep, and hit us on the counter. Is that good for us? Is that going to be good practice for maybe other teams in the Premier League? Like, I think something like this, the Europa League, is just going to be good training. It's not like it's training matches, but it'd be good training, good practice for a team like ours, in the Europa League, a team that will be dangerous enough that they could cause us some problems, but we also should be expecting to beat as well. Like, do you think the Europa League could be good for Ange Postecoglou, good for these players to better understand the system, just all around, just good practice?
I think it's great. I think it's absolute great practice for Jack, Jack, and it's a good question because, in training, I'm pretty sure they'd probably try and replicate it to a certain degree. But is everyone really doing it at full intensity, at the, their honest, most best? Probably not. There's probably just more movement and trying to come up with little patterns of play to break it down rather than, real intensity behind it and finding the way. So I think these are perfect games for that. Most teams going to do that. AZ Alkmaar will probably do it to us to a large degree. Elfsberg, later on in the competition will probably do it to us a large degree. The Turkish team will probably do it as well. So I think it's a great test. And the more you come up against these, and eventually you start finding your rhythm, eventually you start finding the right way. For me, Jack, I don't think there's any one specific way to break down a team that sort of plays like that. For me, it's a multitude of different things. First of all, you got to move the ball with intensity. No matter what you're doing, it's got to be quick. The moment you start slowing it down, moving it side to side, that's exactly what the opposition have set up to do, and it's their game plan working and yours not. That's the first telltale sign. But the way you do it is you move it quickly, you get it out wide. If the opportunity is not there to put the cross in the box, play someone through or you can't skin your man, you move it back very, very quickly across the other side. Then someone else looks to play that pass, play that ball over the top, have a shot, get the ball out wide, put crosses in the box. You just want that ball in and around the box as much as you can, in the box, causing chaos, having players at full stretch. Because once you do that, penalties will come. Opportunities will start open up. The ball will fall to a player eventually. One cross will be brilliant, so brilliant that Solanke just has to stand there and let it bounce off his fucking head. So it's just about having the right intensity to go and do it. Modern day football, too many people are too worried about having possession, rather than actually doing something with it. So that's how you do it, Jack. There's not one specific way. But the more games they play and the better, teams like this where we should have them camped in there for large parts, it is an absolute great test. But I'm hoping they'll figure that out, that there's not one way. It's just about just trying loads of different things.
I think we've seen certain players struggle at times against these low block type of defenses. people like Brennan Johnson, for example, right? A lot of people have made the excuse for him that he's more suited to a counterattacking type of system where
So
he's the
good.
guy that's, sitting back. He's the guy that's sitting deep and then looking to take advantage of some of that space and behind, right? And he's someone that could get a lot of good extra practice coming up against a team where he has to try to face his opponent. He has to run out his fullback, try to create things. He could work on his crossing. You also look at someone like Sonny, who I think continues to be a good creator for us, but he could actually look to maybe work on trying to be more in goal scoring positions. Cause I think in recent games for me with Sonny, he's kind of been used as more of a creator than he really has been as a goal scorer. So this could be a game where we could try to get more shots on goal. He could try to cut inside, try to be more of a threat in that regard. Solanke, right, needs a
Mm,
lot of minutes in his legs, needs to be able to work on things. And, he's going to probably be camped in that opponent's penalty area,
mm,
looking to try to find the space. He'll have some physical defenders, you'd imagine, in that Azerbaijani side, in Karabag, and he'll have to work against them. But they should be of a lower enough quality. You'd think that he could try to get a couple of chances and he would be able to score. Other players in the team like Pop Matasar, who we just brought up earlier, hasn't had the best of starts to the
yeah.
campaign. Technically, he could be a guy that could work on a thing or two in a game like this against a low block side. Of course, he helps us out so much out of possession. Pop Matasar is one of the best defensive players we have in that midfield. But
Yeah.
now he could look to try to work on some passing. He could try to thread people in behind if the run is there, look to try to cross it into the box as well. He has some things that he could work on against a team like this. And then there are some other players as well, like even technically 2 degrees, someone like a Archie Gray, right, who's going to be playing as more of an inverted fullback in a game like this, kind of a position that he might not be totally comfortable with. This is good practice for him. This is a good in-game scenario for him in a game against Karabag like this. So I think it's going to be
Mm,
good opportunities for the team in general to gel, to understand each other's game, to also work out some kinks in their own individual games. I think it's going to be
mm,
good practice all around. And I think even Ange Postecoglou would admit that, right, Dave? From last season, only being able to play so many games kind of hurt and hindered the team a little bit, where they would play a game, they would play super well, and then they had
mm,
to wait at least 6, 7 days until the next one. So they couldn't really carry the momentum into the next game if it were a game 3 or 4 days afterwards. They had to wait a long period to then play the next one.
mm,
And it led to this sort of stop start, maybe nature and just
yeah.
sort of inconsistency in the players' performances as well as just the team performances in general. Whereas now being able to play on a more regular basis gives more fringe players a lot more opportunities to try to, give something with Ange Postecoglou to think about. But then it also just helps us, I think, gather more momentum, gather more
Yeah.
confidence in the team as well as in what we're doing, being able to play on a regular basis. So
As
it's a
as a
huge benefit
footballer,
to have the Europa League back.
100%. And as a footballer, you just want to play games. You don't really want to be doing the training. You just want to play games and you want them to come in a nice rhythm. As a footballer growing up, you dream of playing all the competitions, winning all the competitions. So from a young kid, your mindset is already 2 games a week: Sunday, Wednesday, or Sunday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Saturday. Your mind frame is already geared up for that. They're well able for it. They want to be playing games. Last year, we had minus the international breaks. I think we had 3 periods where we had 2 weeks with no game, and then we had all the other 2 week international breaks on top of that. It can be a bit annoying for a player. It's hard to sort of find that rhythm with the stop-start nature of it. But look, they're in the tunnel. Finally, Karabag are finally here. Hopefully they can get out on that football pitch now. This guy's delaying it. He's asking for more time to tape up his sock. It's absolutely ridiculous. I have to say, I do like that Spurs training gear, by the way. That
Oh,
jacket
it's
is
so good.
absolutely lovely.
It's so good. And that with the all white
It's
kit,
got
as you
great
can
print
tell
on
as
the
well, Dave.
shorts.
Look at the shorts. The shorts look a little bit
It's
different.
great. It's
Um,
lovely.
it's really nice kit actually this year from Nike. I have to admit it. Everything from the shorts to the top to the training top. It's actually really classy. It's kind of retro as well. Like it's kind of gives this sort of retro look. It's a bit reminding. It also kind of reminds me of I wasn't the biggest fan of kind of the Jordan PSG kind of collab, but it kind of reminds me a bit of that. It feels like it is a version of it that's actually slightly better, maybe because it's Spurs colors. That's why I like it more, and it's a Spurs crest on it. But it kind of looks like the kits that you remember, like Neymar and Mbappe and Messi, kind of rocking in that PSG era, where it was pretty cool actually for the most part. Them kind of going for that, almost like it's kind of like a basketball kind of look to a degree, right? The training top and everything.
Mm,
It looks pretty cool, and guys like
the
Brennan
training
Johnson
top is a
rocking
bit
it
old
well.
school.
Big Solanke looking good in it. You know, Sonny looks good in it. Vic looks good in it. You know, it's hard not to look good in a kit like that, but I am liking
Plain
the
and
look of
simple,
the
Jack.
Spurs. Yeah.
That's what it is. I keep telling you, plain and simple, lad. It's the nicest.
You're not, and it's got a bit of stripiness in it too, Dave, which as you know, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of kind of the
I'm okay with that.
pinstripey type of look as well. The collar is nice. It's tall, thick, looks good. Yeah, a lot of these players, in fact, looking good in that warm up tunnel right now. But I just want to get kicked off. I just want to see us be playing
It's been
back in
so
Europe.
long.
It feels so good to be back here. It's one of my favorite
Come
competitions.
on.
Derek, call me crazy. I almost like the Europa
Oh,
League a
and the
bit more than the
Spurs.
Champions League. So it's going to be nice to see the Spurs walking out here.
Spurs go marching in.
The trumpeter should be going.
In that number. Come on! European football is back, Jacko. This is what the grind was for last season. That's what it was all about. For this fucking moment, Jacko. We're back in Europe. Look at that. Look how good the stadium looks. Look at the lights glistening everywhere. Look at the crowd. They look happy. Not cold, but happy. You know, the players can't wait. The training gear looks good. The white looks so good under the lights. This is what the struggle was for last season.
Yep.
Come on.
This is what we waited for. We wanted to play as much as we could last season because we were playing some great football at times under Ange Postecoglou. And I think we really needed to have games like this on a regular basis. And now we can have that. We can work on some things. We can also hope to get more wins under our belt, get some more confidence in the side. This is exactly what we needed. And it feels good to be back in Europe. The Europa League music, maybe not as good as the Champions League music. But that being said, it feels good to be back in Europe. And look at all these boys here. Hopefully they're up for it. Hopefully they know that it put in a big performance today, get a convincing result, and you can really get some momentum from a game like this.
Biss and Solanke have that look in their eye, Jack. They have that look in their eye. Yeah, they look like it. I can see it.
They've already thought about maybe ordering an Azerbaijani takeaway after this one. Some of these players, you know, they're looking to carry them back to the airport, carry their bags for them back to the airport, show them the door, show them some respect, but show them the door, show them back to their plane, to their bus. Let's get a convincing performance tonight. Come on, lads. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on. It's Bergval's world, and we're all just living in it. Come on.
Big up, everybody. And again, if you want to at any stage, please, everybody, send in your comments, send in your thoughts on this game throughout. Really appreciate you guys picking us as your watch-along destination. Smash the like button for us if you do enjoy these. But we're just a couple of minutes away here. We're about to get kicked off. We should be kicked off at this point.
Should be near halftime at this point.
It's actually already a minute past. You know, it's already started that late again.
To take
just
the
been tardy. Been the day of tardiness.
What's the time zone in Azerbaijan? I normally play at. I'm onto them.
Yeah, they must be
nice team photo there. Nice team photo there. Come on, Spurs.
You need a team photo now that you're back in Europe, especially with these great-looking kits.
I'm worried about that lino on the right there, though, Jack. He's got too much of a hairstyle that is all for camera. You know, you can tell he's flew into London early this week, been down to Oxford Street, got the best barber on the job. He's going to want some airtime tonight. He worries me. I can see it.
He probably wishes that there was less automatic offsides in a competition like this so he could stick his flag up even more, get more camera time.
No, he's straight away concerned. That's a red flag. Danny Coyes, good to see you in the building. Says leaving work, so listening on the way home. Come on, you Spurs. Do you know what? Probably blessing in disguise for you for a delayed kickoff. You might actually get home for half time, my man. Big up, Dan. Good to see you in the building. Hopefully the commentary will suffice. You know, Jack probably has a lot more of a smooth voice than mine. You know, Jack's turns you on, mine turns you off. So it's probably yin and yang.
Big up to Danny Coyes. Thanks for always making the time for us. Thanks for always showing us some support, especially when you're on your way home from work or, you know, even on your way to the game, you still show us support, Danny Coyes. Thank you so much, my friend. I think even Bald Bean Counter had sort of a similar comment in the chat about saying this was a blessing in disguise because he said he was getting home late from work and whatnot. So you could see why maybe certain fans maybe were a little bit glad about the kickoff. But proud to get this started. Come on, everybody. Let's hope for a big convincing win tonight. Let's hope for a good performance as well. And we've gotten kicked off. We're back in the Europa League, baby. And Solanke, he's shown the intensity straight away. He's already taken one to the back.
Love that. True Pack says, Dave, that lineup looks very similar to one on a certain channel earlier on. 100%, lad. 100%. And Tyler says, exactly, Dave, that lineup has way too much gel in his hair, you know. Spot on. I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks it. Good to see everybody enjoying us, though. Hopefully, we can have a good sing song tonight. If anyone in the crowd plays guitar, please let us know. We can all sing "Kumbaya" later on. That'd be glorious. Maybe followed by the rendition of maybe the Lion King song or something.
Mickey
Here we
Van
go.
Ven
Mickey
and
Van
the
the
Dragon
Sauce.
tonight. Out wide to our man Sonny.
That's good.
Laying
Move
it down
with
the
him,
line to Ben
Benji.
Davies. Make a
Oh,
note.
why did you do that? Oh, we'll get away with it. Okay, thank you.
Referee,
Quick
great
throw.
call.
Let's go, Benji.
Sonny and Benji, the two
this
best
is
friends.
my alert.
The two best friends in the team. Bergval. Well, good touch from Mickey Van de Ven. Great touch from Basuma
We'll have that one. Thank you. Yeah, book Benzia. Poor Benzema.
He's on top of it. Oh, the referee, Dave. That's the look we want to see. He's on top of things. He's got Tottenham Hotspur in his mind, this referee. He's got our backs.
Jack, you asked me what he would go with the other day. I did say a long jacket. I thought he would have been tracksuit, though. He's gone suit. Interesting choice.
It's gone for, like a
I did say I would love him to go suit, though.
It's gone for like a trench coat version. Basuma.
I did say I'd love him to go suit for the glory. Oh, well done, Biss. I told you had that look.
Defending after giving it away from the free kick. Great defending from Basuma. That all-white kit, everybody can't get over the all-white kit, Dave. They're loving it.
We look like Madrid. I mean, this is what Tottenham have always famous for. Go back and look at Tottenham in Europe down the years. The old videos, the old reels, all white kit. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look how good we look. And we're moving like it as well. It's beautiful. But what I love is we tend to only reserve it for Europe. And I love that. It shows a bit of prestige. When the player puts it on, you know it's a special occasion. Good ball in here. Well done, Big Dom.
Good hold up play. It was a good run, actually, earlier from Sonny. Just couldn't find Lucas Bergval. Get in there, Basuma. Well done, son.
We'll have that one. Nice and intensity. Here we go. Van de Ven. Let's move it, big dog. Oh, slipping. That's the rain. Old Trafford vibes.
Bergval. Silky. Sonny thinking about a little outside the foot, but gives it back to Van de Ven.
I'll have to dig out my swim cap for Sunday, actually.
The Dragon.
Oh, Lord. That's
plays it a bit behind. Mickey Van de Ven wasn't really aware of where he was.
It's really dire-esque. Do not do that again. Come on, Bergie.
Basuma.
Come on, the Dragon. Let's go. Ping one.
The big mixter.
It's a good ball over the top.
It's a good ball over the top.
Sonny's way.
What a touch.
Great touch. Johnson's back post. Can he find him? Oh, it's a beautiful ball.
Here.
Oh, Ben Davies swings on. Ooh. Unlucky.
Not ready for it, Johnson. It was a good ball for Ben Davies again. He didn't actually have much time to deal with that pass from Sonny.
No.
He did well there.
You wrapped his foot around that for a fullback, to be fair.
Oh, he gets picked off the ball here, though, Ben. Speaking a little too soon in the inverted fullback role. And Mickey Van de Ven caught over the top, Dragon. Archie Gray, one-on-one.
Oh, Gray, deal with that.
Well done, Gray.
Well done, kid. Skin him.
Sir.
Well done. That's beautiful.
At him.
That's beautiful.
Johnson.
Well done. Good football.
Johnson.
Beautiful.
Well done. Sar. Very well done from the three.
Gray. Oh, Gray, you've let yourself down.
That was the easy part as well for Gray. That was the easy part.
Yeah, it was the easy part.
They did really well to get out. All three of them. Sar dropping deep, being unselfish there. Archie Gray did well to get out from that pressure, especially with, I think that's Juninho kind of poking at him. Lovely turn from Bergval. Good little link-up play, though, getting out from under pressure earlier. Mickey Van de Ven. Out wide to Sonny, hugging that touchline. Nice pass into the Dom. Good hold-up play from the Dom, but he gets picked. Gets picked by the midfielder for QARABAG.
Watch that
Basuma, a little tactical foul there. Certain players maybe with a slightly nervy start, other ones with...
Well done, Solanke. Kicking the ball away. Well done. 4 minutes. No, look, moving the ball nicely. That chance will come. Putting a couple of balls into the box, maybe overhit, but we'll get there. Come on, Big Dom. Oh, nearly peaked his pocket.
Yeah, he nearly did.
Arteta would have hired him if he'd done that.
Good pressure from the boys. They're forced to go long. Can we win this? They bring it down. Mickey Van de Ven didn't track him. Oh, but he's offsides, it looks like.
Brilliant.
Or it was a handball, maybe. I think it was a handball.
I have that jacket. Manager has the same jacket as I have.
That manager is actually the greatest ever Azerbaijani manager.
Oh, thought he was backed by the government. How's he got the same jacket I have? That's embarrassing on his behalf. Biss.
Suma. Back to our man, the dragon. Out wide to Archie Gray. No, sorry, Johnson.
Johnson. Sar. Moving inside to Gray.
Sorry, can it go for a corner? No, it doesn't. Good defending.
I actually might buy that full kit. The white on white. Might even buy shin pads. Come on, keeper, get on with the fucking game. Win that. Well done, Mickey. Nice and strong.
Get there, Dom.
Sonny.
Not a great pass to the Dom, but it's
picks it
okay.
up, though. Oh.
Get there, Dom. Yes, Dom.
Dom.
Sir!
Come on, ref. That's a yellow card all day long.
Give him a yellow.
That's just petulance.
Moving it quickly. I feel like we could have taken a free kick from that situation, but that's not
Yeah, we should have used that opportunity. Get Dragosin Van de Ven up there. You're spot on.
He just likes to get the ball in play, and she just wants it to be played immediately. He doesn't really want to take advantage of free kicks. I feel like that's a good one, though, there.
When you've got Mickey Van de Ven and Dragosin, you should be putting that in the box all day long.
Oh, no, Dragon.
He has to pull him down. That could be a red card. Just goes denied of a goal scoring opportunity.
Oh, fucking hell. Are you serious? No way.
Dragson's gone. Down to 10 men. Denied of a goal scoring opportunity.
It's the worst possible start.
He got his pocket picked. He got in an awful muddle there. What is he doing?
Juninho as well. Picked him. It's a terrible touch, but he also muscled him as well. Oh,
he started off poor. He hasn't been ready. You know, he had a misplaced pass a few minutes before that as well.
Yeah, he let it go across his body.
It's just poor.
Did he need to take him down like this as well? Maybe not.
I think you just got to accept to let him go through on goals at that point, you know, rather than make us play the rest of the game at 10 men. It's a stupid decision from Radu Dragosin, but I could see it coming when you seen the misplaced pass. That was, what, a good 10, 20 yards behind Van de Ven. I mean, he just didn't come out with the right attitude or the right intensity. He's let us down tonight. All right.
I have to feel for Radu, but that was just poor. That was just poor all around.
7 minutes in, man.
It's
all on him. He got himself into that muddle. There was no danger there until he
just let it go across his body for no reason because the guy was.
And I like Radu Dragosin, but that's just stupid.
Vicario does well actually to come out and claim that. He injures one of his own players. Who was that? Is that Sar? Fell into this into the stanchion, or he fell into the advertisement board.
Hopefully not.
And he's communicating Vicario.
It's good to see. Oh, it's towards the edge of the box. Oh, you can't get it down. Nice one. Go on,
get out there, Bergvall. Good hustle.
I wonder what performance we'll get, because when we were down to 10 men against Chelsea, we actually outplayed them for some of the game.
Yeah, you wonder if QARABAG will even change their tactics a bit up now, maybe thinking that they can get something, but it could almost benefit us.
We just have to be assured with everything we do now.
Bit of urgency shown by Papa Matasar. Well done. Johnson has to come back inside. Finds Basuma.
Good ball to Basuma, though. That's a good pass.
There's good hold-up play from Johnson there. Johnson, though, he's not aware of the oncoming man. Well done from Bergvall and Basuma. Mickey into Solanke. Good job from Solanke. And Davies. You wonder if Spurs could go for a version of a back three with kind of Ben Davies, Archie Gray.
It's
hard to know what the shape will be kind of out of possession.
To be honest, I think you're better up just getting Son and Solanke to play together, keep the three in midfield, and keep the four at the back. Yeah. Let's wait and see what happens, though.
Gray. Basuma.
Ben Davies.
Azad Hamid saying, LOL, no comment on that. You know what I'm going to say. Actually, maybe I'm playing stupid, Azad. I'm not sure. I don't even know what you're going to say. I know you're not a big Ange fan.
Hey, Ange.
Is that really on Ange? You know, Azad, is that really? That's just poor.
That's all on Dragosin. There was no pressure on him. He just put himself under pressure by
Solanke.
Oh,
lovely hold-up play.
What,
maybe too much dribbling. I think he just brought it on himself there, Azad, personally.
Why can't players at Tottenham just start games with the right intensity and with the right way? Why? It's
Some
just
players did. It's just they're not all in the same accord. You know, some guys came out sharp, and then others just haven't. Right? In the case of Dragusin,
it's just so frustrating. Oh, it's a ball over the top.
it's going to be hard though to now expect the 3-0, 4-0 ones.
Yeah.
You know, like that's going to be. It's going to have
Yeah.
to now be more of a narrow win.
It's completely out the window. Probably means we're going to have to get Son Van de Ven out there for quite some time. Who's this coming on? Destiny Adoji, which means Davies will go in at left back or left side of centre back. And Lucas Bergval's coming on.
Oh, that's harsh.
Oh,
That's harsh. That is so harsh.
He's the one that went over to console Dragusin as well when he got the red card.
Oh, that's so harsh. You have to feel for the Bergmeister. You have to feel for him.
If I was him, I'd go in and I'd try and pin up Dragusin. He probably wouldn't happen. He's a unit, but I'd be fuming.
Not someone you want to try that.
No, but I'd be angry though. You know what I mean?
No,
it's probably like picking on Zlatan though.
Oh,
here we go, Solanke. He's got Brendan Johnson. He plays his. Oh, it's left to throw. Come on! Get it! Wow, that's 3-3. Can he go 10-10? Oh, it's a great finish. What a ball by Dominic Solanke, by the way. Absolutely brilliant. Let's get the replay on this. We're down to 10 men, and we're 1-0 to the good. Let's keep this up. Come on, Spurs.
Whoever turned that ball over in midfield, great turnover in midfield, great hold-up play from Solanke. Solanke's looking good tonight. He looks sharp in possession. He's looked very strong. Great pressure from Solanke, actually. And it's just a rogue pass, but Sarr, good pressure.
But someone picks
really
him.
Solanke there. Solanke, just great
strength
work.
to hold him off, plays it off. And you know what? That's a great finish by Johnson. He shanked one similar against Brentford last week.
It's similar to his Brentford goal, though, where he kind of just composure, side netting, through the defender's legs as well on the finish. He's smiling as he's hitting it as well. It's almost like a Rafael Leao kind of thing. You know, I kind of rate that, actually. He's smiling as he hits it.
He loves
Great job from Johnson. Great goal. Come on, you Spurs. Great start. Except for the dragon little hiccup, but it's a great start. We had looked good. In my opinion, we've looked good. I think we've looked good.
Azad Hamid, what were you saying? I'm only messing with you. I love the back and forth. But at least we've got something to hang on to now. Hopefully we don't go into our shell and just keep going at them. Great finish by Johnson. Drew Zilla, can we get a welfare check on him, please? Make sure he's not passed out. 3-3. Someone get a welfare check on Dermo. Claims to be his biggest lover. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. But look, you know, criticising his game maybe has worked. He's gone 3-3 now.
And then Jerome earlier with the super chat after Azad Hamid saying, Azad Hamid, I have no idea why you were blaming Ange for Dragusin's stupid decision. Listen, with Azad, I think it's funny. Azad is actually a good sport because he seems to continue to watch us despite how much we disagree at times. So I can actually really, in a way, Azad Hamid, just to be kind to him here, he actually really embodies what Dave and I stand for, which is we can all disagree on what we're seeing in front of us, what we're watching. But as long as you have good discourse, not getting disrespectful or anything like that, you know, keeping it just to football, I think I rate that, to be honest. So at least Azad for me,
that's right.
Azad for me, he keeps it to football. You know, he doesn't disrespect anybody. He gives his opinion, and then he's not, you know, calling anybody out or anything like that, calling people, you know, I don't know, like toxic positivity or whatever stuff like that you hear nowadays from people. It's just he's actually a good sport about it all, despite how often we disagree, and it's almost all the time that we disagree with Azad. But it's just it's fair. It's fair.
Every time he blames Ange, we go and score. So keep it up, Azid. You know, keep that going. You're our good luck charm. But no, in all fairness, you know, that's something me and Jack have preached about and serious now. You know, it's okay to disagree. You know, let's have fun with it rather than eat each other's heads off, call each other the problem and this and that. You know, it's absolutely spot on. I love that from Azaz. You know, and you know, we don't know each other, but we just get it. You know, it's good banter with each other. I love it. Big up. And big up Jerome by yourself, by the way. Hopefully life is going well, my man. Hopefully you know, the family are keeping well and that as well down under. And good morning to you, sir. Get that bowl of Cheerios into you.
I bet it's crazy o'clock for you, Jerome. So hopefully you're all right this morning. Hopefully the family's okay. like I said before, man, we've really missed you. I know, like, you got a busy life, you got busy stuff going on, you got a family and everything, but we would love to have you on a fan show or even on a panel show. If there's even a pre-match build-up or something like that that maybe you could make, we would love to add you to the panel because Dave and I, we do like what you have to say, and you have a lot of passion as well, Jerome. You're very passionate Spurs fans, and we like having that around here. So thanks for all the support you show this channel. But Dave and I have been missing your face. We've been missing your voice on the streams.
I'd also suggest, Jerome, that being a father's tough. You know, you need some alone time sometimes. Buy EFC 25 and join my team.
Join Dave's operation. Big up.
Come
Johnson
on, Spurs,
is on fire. Daniel Larson, I saw you in the chat. Hopefully you're all right, Daniel. 1-0. He is on fire, Daniel. He is. Daddy Larson. That was a daddy finish from Brennan Johnson.
Oh, it's a great. Do you know what? He knew he was going to score. That's the difference with the couple of goals that he had before him. You know, coming into this game, he just knew he was going to score, and we did as well. None of us felt like he was going to miss that one, actually. So hopefully, long may it continue. It's an outswinger by Son, nice and high.
And, one of the members, True Potch, said, "So how about those apology forms?" And then Daniel Larson wrote back, he's saying, "If Johnson keeps this up till the end of the year, I'll have to write a whole book of an apology."
There'll be a few of us, Daniel. There'll be a few of us.
Bart Simpson on the wall. You know, I was wrong about Johnson, written 10,000 times. Big up.
Seriously, though, Drew, put it in the chat. Let me know. He's there. He's there. It's okay. I was going to say, seriously, I'm getting concerned about Drew.
On Drew.
He's loving life. Big up, Drew. Come on, Spurs. Let's go. Something to hang on
Push
to now.
for two, boys. Come on, lads.
We're probably not going to see the intensity out of possession, and I think we're going to have to relinquish a little bit. But when the ball comes our way, it still shouldn't stop us from going forward. Go on, Don. You've sucking him into it. Well done.
Yeah, the onus is now a bit on QARABAG. And so we'll see how that plays. Good tracking back from Archie Gray. Can he get there? Oh, he needs the help of Mickey Van de Ven.
Well, what can you do when you've got Flash back there? Oh, big up Flash. That's great by Flash.
So world-class center back there from Mickey Van de Ven. Great play.
Just says to Gray, move out my way. I'll do all the covering.
Asuma, lovely work. Good touch from Gray. Great touch.
Great footwork by Gray. Can he unleash Johnson?
Not
praise it to Johnson.
Oh, Johnson,
he skins his man. That's filthy. Oh, nearly does too. Unlucky.
Kind of worry about Archie Gray's pace in that situation, though.
Oh, go on, Slanky. We're hungry. I love it. We're down to 10 men and we're playing better than what we did with 11. Let's go.
Sean Maddox saying, "I'll email the forms."
Can we play with Chen every week? Can we play? No, it's too early for that. I'm only messing. I'm just clowning around.
In behind, Dave. Maybe speaking way too soon. In behind, Udogie. Oh, great strength. Great strength from Udogie. Showed him the weight room.
Oh, that would have been a real red-faced moment for Dave. Don't get too carried away. Well done, Udogie. He saved my skin.
He definitely did. But they were caught out there in behind with two different runs. One from Juninho and then one from, I think, couldn't say his name there, but it was, I think it was like Biramov. Definitely caught out there. I only saw his name for like half a second. I was trying to remember. It was like a game of flash memory cards. Ben Davies. Fine Udogie. Oh, he's made a good run there, Sonny.
He's absolutely begging for it.
Yeah, he wants it. But yeah, you do wonder, like, it looks like they have some fast players on the counterattack, QARABAG, because they beat us in behind a couple of times here.
Oh, it's a great ball by Van de Ven. Go on, Sonny. Go on.
Get there,
lucky.
son.
Get out for a throw-in. That's yours, big dog. And again. Oh.
Stayed in. Good.
Well done,
Basuma. Read him so well. Sir! Okay, this is like
the third foul on Basuma today. Can we get a yellow card now? That's number 3 on the one player. The one player.
Yeah, this guy, Romao, it's like 3 or 4 challenges he's thrown up out like this. He should easily be on a yellow card at this stage.
I've seen more of Basuma in the air. He may as well go to the Olympics and do the diving. You know, the referee's absolutely taking the piss. Giving me, not Basuma diving and that, but, they keep upending the guy. That's the third or fourth foul on him now. Get to grips with it. Give them a yellow. They can't keep doing that to the base.
I mean, referee seems to be well aware that he's on that many, but I think that should have been a yellow. It's just reckless. It was lazy. Not necessary.
Endangered.
Just
He
felt
took
like
his
you
life.
shouldn't
He
get
took
away
the
with
soul
something
out of
like
him.
that. I just don't think you should get away with something like that if that's your third foul. If that's your first, I'd understand, but that one should
Reckless.
definitely be a yellow. Vicario goes long.
Pumps it long. Go on.
Someone get onto it. Good
Get
pressure,
there. Go on,
Slank.
Slank. There we go, Gray.
Hey,
Oh, great pressure. They're bottling it. Come on, let's go and get number 2.
That's even their number 10 as well. Rattled. Oh, great touch from Sar. Ben Davies. He's played some good passes out of the back, Ben Davies, so far. Sar. Good job from Solanke, but no one's there to follow up with the hold-up play, and they have numbers on this attack. And
no.
they... Oh,
great challenge.
World class again. Ben
And again,
Davies. Well done, Udogie. Well done,
well
Udogie.
done. That's fucking great defending. That is world-class defending from both of the left-hand side, Van de Ven and Udogie.
I'll be honest, though, I'm a little worried
Well
about
done,
Archie Gray. I
Solanke.
think he's getting caught out here on these.
Solanke made up some ground to come from the other side of the pitch to give the carry on option.
His hold-up play has been immense tonight. It's just, like I said, Dave, it's not Harry
Give him
Kane
the ground,
type of hold.
Travis, give him an option. Give him an out ball. Lovely.
It's not Harry Kane level hold-up play. It's just big man, fire it into me. I'll keep the ball. I won't I won't lose it. It's that sort of
That's your
type of
sort of
hold-up
porn,
play.
Jack, right?
It is. It's just, it's large man hold-up play. It's my favorite type. Fire it into me. They're not going to be able to move me. He's just so physical as well. The way he throws his body about when receiving it. He has no problem receiving the contact. In fact, he likes the contact. Oh, great touch from Archie Gray. Great touch from Johnson. Solanke.
In possession, we have these. Out of possession, they're going to create chances. We need a big night from Vic. But in possession, we have these all day long.
I need a big night from Vic. And it looks like Mickey Van de Ven because we're relying on that pace.
Yeah.
In games like this, we are really relying on his pace.
Who's he booking now? Okay, that's fine. Well done, ref. Great decision.
And 31 months as an elite member from Ian Cook. Nearly 3 years as an elite member, Ian. You're so kind to us, my friend. Thank you for the longevity. Thanks for not getting sick of us at this point in time. We really appreciate it. And he's saying, good evening, lads, and everybody in the chat. Feel sorry for Bergvall, but someone had to come off, I guess, hoping for a good result now. It's hard to know who's the right player to sub off in that situation. Like, I can't really say whether Ange is right to have taken him off or wrong to take him off. Like, it's just, we'll see if it works out. But you do have to feel really bad for Bergvall. And like Dave even pointed out, he was the one showing sympathy to Dragishin. Like he's the one patted him on the back of the head. You feel bad for him for sure.
I think you have to take into account the situation, right? You're going down to 10 men. Papa Matasar and Basuma have a lot of experience playing together. And I think that's what the decision was based off. One of them had to be sacrificed. You leave a Bergvall Basuma out there, become disjointed, could be overrun. You leave Bergvall Sar out there, could be the same. With Basuma and Sar, because they've played with each other for quite some time now, there's more of understanding in the game. And midfield is one very important in the game. If you win that battle, 9 times out of 10, you go and win the game. So I think that's probably the thinking behind it. That's what I would do if I was in his shoes. You have to leave your most experienced players on the pitch when you're down to 10 men.
Good fucking strength from Udogie there. Great strength.
He wants it. He wants a goal tonight.
Yeah, he seems motivated. Sonny gets picked. Seems very motivated. Good defensively. Running forward as well.
Right intensity.
He just showed that guy the weight room.
Tyler says Archie Gray looks like he's fighting for his life. Good on the ball, but needs to maybe pattern up a little bit defensively.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think in possession, he's looked all right, but out of possession, he's being caught out. And he's struggling to track back. Yeah. He doesn't have the pace to do it.
The Big D says Dragisin made this harder on us. Of course, 100%. And he's no one to blame. It wasn't a bad ball, stuff like that. It was just piss poor decision making from him in the moment. But you could kind of see it coming with that pass. One thing we've witnessed at Tottenham in years gone by. One mistake sometimes can be very quickly followed up by another mistake. At this level, there's nowhere to hide. You got to be on it. And he was caught today. He was caught flat-footed. Shame. Real shame, actually. Real opportunity for him tonight to make a statement.
I'll make one more comment on Archie.
Give him my support.
I'll make one more comment on Archie Gray, though. This is, again, though, where it would have been nice to have Jed Spence because he has that recovery pace compared to maybe Archie Gray. Great touch from Solanke. Great ball as well.
He's saucing tonight. Doji.
Come on. Oh, he got picks there. I think Solanke.
I have the same problem with him in FIFA. He's not agile enough in that situation.
A little clunky.
Sometimes you just want to bulldoze over them. Van de Ven. Good ball out to Johnson. Moves it inside to Sarr. Sarr, that's poor ball. That's a poor ball, Sarr. He got away with it. Johnson picks it up. Good ball back to Basuma. Basuma, back to Johnson. Oh. Good reading by the QARABAG midfielder there. Get the pressure on them. They don't like it.
Well done, Dougie again, man. The strength he's showing on today.
Way.
He must have taken extra weight room.
I thought the referee gave that for a minute. He's such a tank. He's 21. It's frightening how strong and quick he is for 21. The strength is insane. He's got the strength of a 30, 40-year-old man in his prime. Solanke moves back out to Benjamin Davies. Get back to centre back.
Basuma. Oh, man on.
Oh, he needs to have more awareness.
Got to track back. Mickey Van Den caught out there. He's off. He's got to be off.
He's off.
Yep.
He's way off. Held that line very well. There.
He is off. Wave that flag, baby.
He's got the hair for it. Half expecting a little wiggle with the flag wave.
Good job by Ben Davies and Van de Ven to hold the line here, though.
Ben Davies held that line very well.
Johnson! Oh, nearly.
Oh.
I didn't really see how it happened. I didn't really see how he got there. They were doing a replay. I couldn't actually check to see how he got him behind, but it looks like he caught the goalkeeper out, Johnson. Hard to say whether that was an easy finish. Yes, it's a great run and behind. It's a great ball from Archie Gray. Good touch from Johnson, but he messes
get your head
up.
Someone's in there.
I think he's got to take another touch, actually. He doesn't need to panic. The goalkeeper's already out of the net.
He just has to hoist that towards the back post. Sonny was running there.
Could have come back inside. The goalkeeper's, again, he's out of his net. You don't need to panic.
Oh, go on again.
Oh, yes. Come on, Slank.
Oh, Johnson, come on.
Johnson,
they're all over the place passing out the back.
Oh, Johnson, if he was just a bit more alert, he could have just taken that off of Sarr. Archie Gray, you got to come out to him.
Go on.
There you go. Basuma has been immense defensively. He's been immense. Archie.
You're going to have to go forward. Back passes are going to kill us in this game.
Yeah, Solanke didn't need to go backwards there, but they're going to get tired quickly, though, because you are only playing with 10, right? So sometimes you're going to have to.
And also, how long can you rely on, when you're down to 10 men, you're making up extra energy. How long can Basuma keep putting in them last-ditch tackles? Van de Ven, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We will need a second here, I feel. The good thing is we've had the opportunity to get the second as well. I'd say Will Lancashire and fucking Mikey Moore probably headed down the tunnel with Bergvall. That's probably their evening over as well.
Yeah, unless we get a good lead here. Again, it's just it's hard to imagine us winning this 3-0, 4-0. It just is.
Francis Reynolds says we need a second. Michael W says copy of the passing. Yeah.
Great touches from Archie. And he finds Sonny nearly.
So close.
Great run from Archie Gray. That was a foul at one stage.
Yeah,
I agree, referee.
I
agree, Ange. Definitely was a foul. Now it's ball in behind Archie Gray, or at least down to the wing. He's got to deal with this one-on-one. Come on, kid.
Can't let him run at that. You like that. Come on, Gray.
Can't give him that much. Come on, man.
You've allowed him into the box, man. You've got to get out there,
Gray. Archie Gray. I'm questioning him defensively this game. And he looks like he's nursing an injury or something because he's kind of walking. He looks tired.
Come on.
Hands on the hips right now from Archie Gray. I'm a little concerned about him defensively.
That's ours. Oh, it's going to be a long evening, this.
It is. It's a stressful one. I'm going to keep saying it.
It's not the evening I had planned. And the Indian's going to be closed by the time we win this as well.
It's really been put through the ringer, Dave. But yes, I'm a little worried about Archie Gray. I am this game. It's just like, because even there, like, he looked tired. His hands were on the hips after defending there.
Yeah. And Vicario's even, going mad at him to provide an option. Mm, but the thing is, he's going to have to learn to deal with it
Does he
because
have an
every team's going to
injury?
keep targeting him like that. Coventry targeting him. Every team's going to keep doing it until he learns to deal with it.
It's hard to tell if it feels like maybe he's pulled up with something or like he's limping a little bit or he's just
Probably that
tired.
tackle that he got, Jack, that he didn't get the free kick on.
Maybe.
You have to get out there now. See, doubling up on him every time now.
Top of the box. Good
Well
job from
done,
Sar.
Sar.
It's actually a great game to have Pop Mott to
Come
Sar
on.
in this.
Go on, son. They're all up the pitch. Sar, good turn. Do the easy thing now.
Oh, so composed from the kid. So composed. He's having him in a game like this actually in midfield is a massive help because he has. I mean, he's not as fast. He's not as fast as Mickey Van de Ven, but he does have that recovery ability.
Man,
he's just so good at. He's so good defensively.
Biss.
Him and Basuma have been immense defensively this game.
And he's capable of that explosive run out the back, 1-2, get us up the pitch as well. You know, he's and he works his nuts off. You need a midfielder like that when you're down to 10 men.
Future Music saying, Dave, you got to get on the Deliveroo.
Nah. I like to have it fresh. My microwave's not the best. So I don't really like microwaveable food. Do you know what? I've got some champions in FIFA to play tomorrow evening, so I'll probably have that with that, to be honest. Bit of a loser, but look, that's my Friday nights. So anyone that thinks, oh, what does Dave do? Is he wild on a Friday night? Nope.
Basuma.
Oh, go on, shoot.
Great recovery.
Oh, I could see what he was trying to do
Johnson.
there. Unlucky.
Good tackle. Unlucky.
Go on, Sonny.
What's he playing advantage for?
You slowed him down. That'll do. This game is going to be played at a walking pace at some point.
I mean, we're also tiring out QARABAG.
True.
The way we play. But also the way we play, at some point we are going to hit, a very tired, there are going to be some tired legs out there at some stage. And just going to really have to think about some substitutions in the second half.
He's going to have to utilize that bench, but he's going to have to get nearly every substitution spot on that.
Good hold-up play from Sonny. Great passing out from the back from Ben Davies. He's had a good game so far, Ben Davies. It's not a great pass in Archie Gray, or maybe Archie Gray's positioning wasn't too great.
Tyler says Archie Gray isn't playing bad, but clearly not match fit. That is why we needed Spence, not 4 goalkeepers. Yep, absolutely spot on. I actually had another question in the pre-match build-up. Would registering either Regulon or Spence come back to haunt us? Hopefully it's not fucking today.
Lucas Bergvall looking pretty upset.
He doesn't even want to show his face. He's fuming. I would be too, but as well, I think that's where one of the experienced players needs to put their arm around them and explain the situation. Gray, get back there. Vicario, well done. Off the line, nice and quick. That's where one of the experienced players, probably Ange Postecoglou as well, have a box of dairy milk there for him in the morning when he comes in and just...
What a ball from Pop Mott to Sar.
Great fucking pass. I've seen him do this before. Come on, Sonny. He's been disappointed the last couple of games. He's not sharp in that forward area.
He shouldn't be offside. Guess he is. He shouldn't be.
What a ball.
That's a great ball. Sonny, I actually, I'd argue, needs to show a bit more effort levels defensively this game.
Oh, yeah.
He's been doing a lot, and he's normally a guy I wouldn't say that about. Normally, he works very hard out of possession, but maybe today he's kind of just slacking off a little bit.
Brentford, it was the same at Brentford, Jack. He was slacking off defensively as well against Brentford. At times, he sort of doesn't show the same intensity in the press as maybe Johnson does at times and stuff like that, or Solanke.
Solanke reminds me of Kulusevski.
At the same time, he's 32, so there has to be an understanding that he's going to conserve his energy for when we're in possession. And for all we know, Postecoglou could be saying that to him. In order for you to last the 90 minutes, conserve your energy. We'll get other people to help press your side.
Get there, Vicario, Perry.
Ben
Davies looked like he would have been there too, though, if need be.
Well done, Basuma.
Sar,
don't get caught off.
Davies. Not a great pass to Davies. Good job from Davies, though.
I was suicidal from Sar. You just got to do that on the ground. While you're lifting it, he's 2 yards away from you.
It's a Neil Mopai lookalike.
Well done, Vicario. Why can't he catch it, though?
Yeah, it's strange. Again, why he can't catch that.
10 minutes till halftime. Can we hold out and get a new game plan for the second half? Come on, Sonny, you're going to have to muck in here now, kid. That's it, Doji. That's it, all over him like a rat.
Oh, I
Well
love
done.
that. Oh, fuck.
Well, it's gone
Unlucky. Out for a corner. Unlucky.
Fucking anyway. I love how aggressive he is.
All right, got to deal with this, boys.
Come on. Stay switched on. My fear is they're going to use these as a little bit of a breather, and they're just going to switch off. So many people going on about Archie Gray in the chat. He looks off it. He's out of shape.
Oh, good header.
Match sharpness is a real thing, though. You know, sometimes it can take you 15, 20 minutes, half an hour to sort of find that rhythm.
Yeah. I know. I believe me.
He's also not used to playing that high of a line either.
No, it's like if you've never run, 5-6 miles before and you do it for the first time, you're going to be gassed after one or two. Like you're going to be gassed. And then eventually you'll probably hit a runner's high at some point. But whereas if you're doing that on a regular basis, you can kind of just power through it. No problem. But someone like Archie Gray is just going to take his time. I'm more worried. It just felt like at one point he was kind of limping a little bit. And that's what you don't want, is for him to be out of shape, but then also nursing an injury at the same time. It's like, that's not a good recipe.
I think he was nursing the effects of that knock he took 10 seconds before that.
Good pressure from Sar again. He's been immense defensively. Good pressure again from Sar, but leaves the midfield a bit exposed.
You got to get back, Gray. You got to get back.
Well done. Slip up.
Oh, Gray. Fuck me.
What are you doing, man? Taking way too much time. Way too much time here. And now it's out for looked to be a goal kick. He got away with that. Oh, no. The goal referee's giving it. That's poor from Gray.
Oh, he had so much time there. Why did he wait for the guy to get back up and put him under pressure?
Could have given it to Vicario. He could have given it to someone else. He could have given it to anyone, really.
Oh, come on, Gray. Spurs fan trying to get in the QARABAG players here.
That guy's a legend.
Yeah, what a hero. He's going into Twitter Reacts. Oh, no.
Oh, well done, Vic.
He's definitely going into Twitter Reacts.
that was pretty funny. He kind of looks like Chris.
He does actually. Yeah,
he kind of looks like Chris, and to be honest, that's what Chris would do as well.
That was me and Dermo at the Ireland-Norway game there last year or the year before at Udegaard taking the corners.
Davies.
Davies, marauding forward. Look at that, Ronaldinho-esque.
Good passing from the back from Davies, too. Not a great touch from Sonny.
He's just undone all of Davies' great work there. I don't think he was expecting Davies to find the pass. Well on, Slank, slow him down, that'll do.
It's strangely enough, Ben Davies' passing was good in the Coventry game and good in this game so far. Great pressure from Solanke. Basuma, what are you doing, man? He's also taking way too much time. That's a terrible touch. Terrible touch.
He's exposed us now.
What's he doing there? How are you giving it away in that position, man?
And
get out, Archie Gray. Get out, man.
Oh, come on. Get out and close him down. Close him down. Don't allow him into 6-yard box. Well done. Who got back there? Johnson.
Well done, Johnson.
Little nick on that.
Good pressure, boys. Push him out. Push him out. Push him out.
Looking to unlock the door. They've played in behind Gray again. It's in. It's one. How has he fucking missed? How has he missed that?
It's a
Gray. They're going to have to sort that out at halftime.
They need to take Gray off. He's had a stinker, in my opinion, in this game.
He's taking a breather there. He's caught all out of position.
And he's stepping up out of it. He has no idea of the back line. He has no idea what's behind him.
In fairness, Johnson didn't track the run either.
Yeah, but Johnson, I'd argue, helped him out earlier, with the tracking back. I agree that he should do the whole effort. He should do 100%. It's just Gray's getting caught out time and time again. And he's not closing down anyone.
100%, but that's maybe a warning sign to Johnson as well. You got to do it every time. You can't have a switch off.
I'd say also you got to dig deep here. 5-6 minutes left. Dig deep, even if you feel like you're gassed. It's also though on Basuma. Basuma, a lazy touch.
Yeah, shocking.
That really caught us out there, and that's not when you have 10 men. You just can't be doing that.
Johnson, what's he going to do? Looks to square them
Good
up.
strength.
Still has the ball.
Sar, good passing today from Sar, I admit. Oh, Dogie, not a great touch.
Doge, he
Not a
gets
great
picked.
touch. Come on, Sonny, you
Can't
got to
keep
track
allowing them
back
to
for us,
run
son.
outs like this. It's coming if we keep allowing it. Get out there, Van der Ven. Holds it up.
Good
Well
block.
done.
Great
Can't
block.
keep losing the ball up there and having to sprint back
Yeah.
80, 100 yards. That's 3 or 4 times in the space of 2 minutes. It's not sustainable, that.
No, I mean, it's twice now. Udogi turns it over in a bad area, not when the team is expecting to turn it over either. And then Basuma has done the same thing. 2 bad turnovers. Got to limit those
And I get
as
it.
well
It's
because
difficult. You're down to 10 men, but
no, you just have to
yeah.
be smart in possession. You can't be that. It's a little lazy. Like it's just poor touches. It is like it's
that
just
guy's
poor.
consistent at the corner flag. I'll give it to that support. He's very consistent, Jack. He's there again. Get out and close it
Come on,
down.
Vic.
It's a ball towards the back. Oh, well. Oh.
Good job,
Doji doesn't win
Udogi.
it cleanly.
Come on, lads. Got to be
Basuma, do
smart
not
here.
lose
Got to
this.
be smart. Basuma. Can you see Sonny? Ugh,
Someone going to give him an option, though.
it's got nothing. Well done from
He doesn't
Basuma.
need anyone.
Well done
He doesn't
from
need anyone.
Basuma. Really well done there.
That's
Really well
lazy.
done.
That's lazy from other people. They got to go and dig him out there.
He had no one, and no one was making a run for him at all. He probably could have thought about playing Sonny in behind. I would have done that, but really good composure from Basuma. Really good tight feet.
Come on, 3 minutes. Get us into halftime. Davies. Good switch of play.
Johnson, can you bring
Keep
it
that in.
down?
He done the right thing. Someone has to run off him, but I suppose it's hard when you're down to 10 men.
I don't think he backed himself to try to. I mean, it would have been ridiculous if he could bring that down. If he could bring that down, that would have been absurd. But just one thing we need to improve on is we do need to improve on, the areas in which we're turning it over. We need to really improve on that because we don't want to leave ourselves exposed. Because we will be exposed with the style of play, but we need to try help ourselves out as much as we can. We don't need to be our own worst enemy.
No.
Come on, lads. Well done, Davies. Ugh, unlucky.
Funny, he could have dislodged it. They're in behind now. You got to get there, Adoji.
Vic.
He doesn't. It's back post. It's free header.
Well done, Mickey, again.
Well done, Van der Ven. He's a one-man defense here. One-man defense from Mickey Van der Ven. That's fucking unbelievable defense.
Someone buy Mickey Van der Ven a Heineken after this game, man, because this guy's just helped us out time and time again. We would not be in the position we are without Mickey Van der Ven in this game. Oh, Solanke, he's doing the same thing, turning it over, bad areas.
Well
Come
done,
on, lads.
tidying that up. Vicario out to Adoji. Slow it down here
Take
now.
your time, boys. Take your time. Solanke.
Not again. Not there. Well done.
Here you go, son. Get turned.
Good ball.
Good job.
There we go. Move it slowly up the pitch. Let's go.
Game management, Dave. This is the time.
Yeah. Just get us to halftime, Jack. Just get us to halftime 1-0.
Yep.
Get into them. Let's get Archie Gray settled down, and let's get the game plan going forward, because you can bring on a player, but you can't get all of your tactics across clearly or the game plan. You have to wait till halftime for that, where there's the opportunity.
Yep, go backwards.
Back to Vic now. Let him solo it 4 or 5 times.
And a little keepy ups. Sar.
Oh, this isn't the stressful evening I signed up for, Jack.
It's Europa League football, baby. It never goes according to plan, the Europa League.
No, it does for most clubs. It doesn't for Tottenham.
Oh, great touch from Basuma. Great touch.
We're in here.
Come on, Sonny, man. Show some quality.
He's shake. Skin him.
Finds Basuma, top of the penalty area. Udogi. See the sun?
Now's not the time to be launching it in. Just get us to half time.
Yeah, you're probably right, Dave. Udogi. Well done. Yep, 10 seconds. Get to halftime, boys. Get to halftime.
It's going to be a very annoying evening for Solanke, because he has to get in there to be an option, but he knows it's not coming in. It's going to be very frustrating for him tonight. Geez, looks like he's tugged out, ready to come off a QARABAG. What's wrong with him? He's only holding the board. Sonny. Sar. Back to Sar. That's it. Just hold it up. Basuma, back to Sar. Back to Ben Davies. Don't get your pocket picked. Oh, you fucking clown.
Hell.
Oh, Vicario.
What a save from Vicario.
He would have got a red there as well.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, my Lord,
Vicario. That was one of the best sweeper keeper moments I've ever seen. Basuma, man, please. What is the point?
That is shocking from Ben Davies. Has he not learned from Radu Dragoson's red card?
What are we doing? Making the same mistake again.
There's no one near him. It's shocking. He can't even get the first touch right.
Oh, my Lord. Look at Vic get off of his line there. That is absurdly... he's so alert, Vicario, especially at the end of the half. That was immense from Vic.
Davies can't do that again because they're going to do that to him every single time. They're going to put pressure on him. He can't do that again.
What a stud. I agree, Gripsy. I mean, actually, that genuinely is like Manuel Neuer-esque from Vicario. That was absurd, actually, for him to get there because he has to be quick off of his line. He was
up for last
so
week.
speedy. But then the tackle was already very difficult because the guy tried to lift it above Vicario, and Vicario trapped it with his nuts. It was just ridiculous, the tackle in itself. Oh, my Lord. He saved Ben Davies' ass there. And Ben Davies has had a good first half, and then that just would have really just ruined it. That was probably the play of the game, actually, from Vicario. And then Mickey Van de Ven has been immense defensively in this game as well. He's saved us on a number of occasions, Van de Ven. It's going to be that type of performance, though, today. It's going to be sketchy moments. And that comes with the style of play. It does. It comes with the nature of how we play. We do, to a degree, open ourselves up to this type of thing. But we need these guys to be more switched on in some of these moments. They can't be lazy. They can't be lackadaisical. They can't be really lackadaisical, I think is the word. Just times when we're just trying to get away with kind of an easy pass or an easy extra touch or two to gather our breath. We just can't do that because QARABAG, they know they have the extra man. They know they can put more pressure on us than they would have if there were 11. Need to be sharper in those moments. But honestly, hats off to Vicario, hats off to Mickey Van de Ven. Two amazing plays. They've made a lot of plays in this game that have really saved us, but that was probably one of them.
Just bear with me. I'll give you my thoughts in 1 second, but I want to take this opportunity to plug our sponsorship today.
Yes.
NordVPN, guys. Helping you guys save money, helping Spurs fans become the best, that you can be with more money in your pocket. And basically what they provide is a VPN that you guys can hop on. It doesn't matter where you travel around the world. You can still tune into your streaming platforms. One major benefit. Second, it also helps you shop around the world for cheaper streaming options as well, which means you guys, in effect, save money. And for the price of a cup of coffee a month, it's all secure as well. The highest tech in terms of security, keeping all your details safe. But most of all, family friendly. Once you buy one, you can put it on 10 devices. So it doesn't matter whether you're watching the game, whether you're in the car and have to watch it on your phone, whether you're laying up somewhere and have to watch it on the tablet, the telly, the computer, the laptop. It does not matter. Because NordVPN can go onto 10 devices. So, guys, make sure you get on the link in the description or pinned in the chat. Get over to NordVPN. Buy one. Save yourself money. Come home at the end of the month with a nice present for the missus. Surprise her. Treat yourself for an extra nice present at Christmas. Or live my lifestyle. We win. You order takeaway. NordVPN helps you with all of that stuff. So make sure you grab one.
NordVPN has helped me become a better football nerd, everyone. In fact, I'm someone who... like Dave spending his Friday nights playing a bit of FIFA. I'm spending my Friday nights watching Azerbaijan, QARABAG versus, Stade Bucharest. I'm one of those sort of nerds where I need to get every bit of, European obscure football that I can. And that does come with being able to, shop around, do different streaming services, go to different countries, be able to watch highlight reels, be able to check different highlight packages, and just allows me to be able to football nerd out as much as that I can. Also, a lot of you guys, I feel bad for you, especially in the UK, sometimes in the case of Ireland as well. You're not even able to watch every single Spurs game. Some of them just aren't available to you in your country. Whereas over here in the USA, sometimes other countries as well, we strangely enough get access to every single Spurs game, no matter what. And you then could switch over to the USA, get yourself a streaming package, a streaming service using our NordVPN, nordvpn.com/flatcap, using our code FLATCAP. Get a 2-year plan, get 4 extra months free, and you'd be able to watch every single Spurs game. And while you are paying for the NordVPN, you probably would in the total year save yourself a lot of money on streaming services and on sort of the different packages that you can get to be able to watch every Spurs game. No 3 p.m. blackouts, don't have to deal with that. You could also technically watch other Europa League games, check out the other competition, watch a bit of Troy Parrott. And then also, lastly, whenever you're on Twitter, sometimes this happens to me, I'll find it where I'm looking at like a tweet from someone and it's showing like a highlight reel or it's showing like a moment from a player. And then it says it's not available in your country. Switch over to the country that highlight might have come from, and you're able to watch, something that you would not have been able to if you were just staying in whatever country you're in. So, for example, I was able to watch Gio Lo Celso's banger for Real Betis the other night by switching over to England, to the UK, and I was able to catch a highlight package in that regard. So it's a great way to be able to be the better football nerd, just like myself. But thanks, NordVPN, for sponsoring the channel for this month. Please, everybody, do check it out. It's at the top of the description here. It's also as well pinned at the top of the chat. So do check it out. Thank you so much for the support.
Big up NordVPN. But look, let's get into it. Before you get into the Snapchat or the super chats, Jack, a couple of things. Absolutely idiotic and brain dead from Radu Dragusin. Look, I know we have sort of different opinions, and I sort of said coming into the game, he hasn't really taken his chances, and tonight he's just let us down. I think he's let Bergvall down, especially. He should be apologising to him. It was absolutely needless, And this is what we always talk about, coming into these games with the right intensity. And, he started off sloppy. That missed pass to Van de Ven, it's sort of Dyer-esque. He makes one mistake, he compiles it with another. He's got to get that out of his game. That's nowhere near good enough. It's piss poor from him. There's no one else to blame. It was ball to him. It wasn't under pressure. He couldn't get his feet sorted out, put himself under pressure. Some would argue, did he do the right thing or the wrong thing taking him down? He saved us a goal. We're 1-0 up at half-time. And fair play to the rest of the lads out there fighting to get us in this position this half. It hasn't come without its scares, but we're in at half-time 1-0, which is a good blessing. And we've only got 45 minutes to go to try and get this over the line and get off to an ideal start. And hopefully for Radu Dragusin's case, we can do that. Sonny, I think, has been absolutely piss poor tonight. That's your captain out there. I think in possession, he's been piss poor. Out of possession, he's been a bit lazy. This game, second half, we really need him to muck in now. We really need him to maybe sacrifice himself a little. But credit to the likes of Bissouma, Sarr, Solanke, Van de Ven, Vicario. They've kept us in this game. Sarr and Bissouma have been brilliant on the ball. Only two of them in midfield in terms of trying to keep possession for us. But Solanke pressing his nuts off, great hold-up play. Vicario at the end saved us a goal. And Van de Ven I don't know how many goals he's already saved us already. But Davies, and I'm not having a go at him here for the sake of having a go at him. He's actually pretty okay, pretty decent for the majority of the half. But he always has that switch-off moment in him that comes cost-effective. He's only got to learn from Radu Dragusin. That happened 7 minutes into the game. To be alert, get your feet sorted out quickly. And if you are in that situation, you do panic. Just fucking balloon the ball out. Get yourself reset. But do not allow them to pick your pocket. Because they're going to do that time and time again to him this half. Big half ahead, though, Jack. Going to have to utilise this bench this half to the best of our ability. Every substitution is going to have to be spot on. Going to have to work our nuts off. Probably going to have to be a few last-ditch saves for Vicario. But it's just doable.
It feels doable. It's just going to need to be a very professional, concentrated, focused performance from Spurs. And that comes from the defense to the forwards to the midfielders. You can't give it away in bad areas. You have to get back. You have to be able to help each other out defensively even more than you already normally would. And there just needs to be a real team effort here in order for us to see this through. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy and pretty satisfied with the way that we responded to that situation with Radu Dragusin. And it was a great goal as well. It was a really good goal. Would like to see us try to create a few more chances, though, if we can in possession. But I know that is a lot to ask to a degree, especially while QARABAG, they kind of have the momentum. They do have a bit more legs in them bit more energy. They don't also play nearly as often as we do, and they play in the Azerbaijani league, so they're probably even able to rest some of their players for a game like this one. But Artist T is saying, why didn't we just bring in Archie Gray on loan? Way less of a gamble, especially considering his experience. We should have made him earn that 40 million tag. I don't think we would have been able to get him if we were only to bring him in on loan. Unfortunately, Artist T, he was technically one of the best players in the championship last season, one of the best players of his age group last season in the championship, also in that regard. And to Leeds and to the fan base, to the club, he's kind of their most valuable asset, really. I know they had Somerville and other guys like that, but this is one of the guys that they really saw a future in. He's kind of a Leeds player through and through. His family is kind of connected to the club. It would have taken a real fee in order to get him out of there. I'm not sure whether it was the most necessary signing for this upcoming season. I felt like he could have been one that we could have added maybe the next summer or something like that. But Spurs, they brought him in for a reason. They feel like he's probably someone that could eventually play in the midfield, could sub in other positions like he has tonight at right back. Don't get me wrong, though. I think he's probably looked the worst out there, to be honest. I don't think Sonny's had a great performance, but I would say Archie Gray, he's getting exposed on a regular basis tonight. He's getting exposed in behind. He doesn't have the pace to keep up with the winger that he's coming up against. Defensively, he's kind of doing that Eric Dyer thing where he's just sort of like being like a chauffeur. He's just chauffeuring the player to the goal, like, the waiter taking you to your table. And I think he needs to be able to actually stand up to his opponent and actually try to put in a tackle, or at least try to make it clear that he can't just walk into the box the way he has been. And also just in general, he's just looked a little bit like he's looked a little out of shape. But we also have to remember we did bring in an 18-year-old, 19-year-old player. He's not going to be the complete package yet. He's going to take time. He hasn't played at this sort of level yet for Leeds. He hasn't played at this sort of intensity level yet under Ange Postecoglou, and there will be performances like that. That being said, I would say Ange Postecoglou could consider putting in a Pedro Porro. He could consider putting in someone to try to relieve him because he's not looked great tonight, to be honest.
I think it's sink or swim for Archie Gray. He's going to have to man up tonight. Sometimes these moments come around when you don't want it to, when you don't expect it to, but he's going to have to man up tonight. He's going to have to wisen up, and he's going to have to try and play beyond his years tonight. He's been absolutely exposed all of that 45 minutes, and he was against Coventry as well. And there's no excuse for it. He has played right back for quite some time for Leeds last season. He's well used to it. Maybe he's not used to it in this high line, but he's just going to have to sort of grow up very, very quickly this evening. Last thing he wants is to be at fault for Tottenham dropping points here tonight.
Yeah.
And look, he wants this move. He won't want to be taken off. So it's up to him now to have a chat with himself at half-time. Go take 2 minutes out of the dressing room, go and stand in the mirror and have a conversation with yourself if that's what it takes. But the RST, look, this is one that if the PSR window wasn't there and Leeds weren't in such financial trouble, we would never have got him for 40 million. It would have been 70, 80 million because you're buying the potential. This is one that Tottenham took advantage of the PSR window and brought him in. We would never have got him in here on loan. He played week in, week out for Leeds. He was the crown jewel. His father, his grandfather, his uncle all played for Leeds. We would never have got him on loan when he's in their starting 11.
Yeah, no, he was a very valuable player to them, and Spurs clearly rate him very highly. And this is a big game for him, a really big game for him, in fact. So we'll just see how he's able to cope with it. It's difficult times, sometimes being a Tottenham Hotspur player. Jerome saying Gray needs to come off. He looks lost and seems tired as well. Listen, he's got to really shape up in this game, Jerome. I think he's been exposed. I don't think he's looked very great. In possession, he's been all right, actually, for the most part. He had that one little kind of sketchy moment where for some reason he didn't decide to play out from the back and he gave away a corner for no reason at all. For the most part, possession, he's been okay. It's just defensively for me, he's kind of giving me Eric Dyer flashbacks, with his one-on-one defending. He's just not making a challenge. He's also getting beat in behind. Doesn't have the recovery pace that's probably needed in a game like this when you are playing with 10 men. It looks like QARABAG, they don't really have a real center forward for kind of balls into the box, but they do have pace by the looks of things. They have very speedy guys down the middle as well as down the wings. And I think Archie Gray is getting exposed in that regard. And one-on-one defensively, he's just not looked too strong, to be honest. He has been caught out by this QARABAG winger as well as some other players in the team. And he's got to shape up or he's probably got to be taken off.
The one thing I would add, though, Jack, is that we do have a very good player on our hands. You know, he's
Yeah.
not just any normal 18-year-old. He's an
Can't just give up on
extraordinary
him.
18-year-old.
Yeah.
Exactly, and it's not time to give up on him. You know, it's 45 minutes. You know, no one was planning for us to go down to 10 men. It becomes a different game because, you know, the manager can't get across everything he's asking you to do. And at halftime, he can maybe change things a little and stuff like that and get his message across a lot clearer and maybe gets Johnson back a bit more to help cover Archie Gray to a degree. But you know, there's still time for him to get this right. You know, let's not, even if he does mess up today, let's not write him off after one game. You know, it's a learning curve, it's a learning experience. But if he wants to go on and be that great guy, these are the moments you've got to step up. You've got to take these opportunities. They don't come around every day of the week. So hopefully he can do that. And he does have the potential. Let's wait and see what he does, Jack.
Yeah, if he wants more minutes and more opportunities, he's got to shape up in this game. But it doesn't mean that he's toast or anything like that. You know, this is just maybe not a great game for him or a great scenario, let's be honest. Jerome also saying, what is Dragon's agent going to say now? Ruined the game for everyone. Poor from Bergvall was only on the pitch for about 5 minutes. You have to feel for Bergvall, Jerome. You really do. I do wonder if this was the right decision by Ange to a degree. I think it was. He had to take off someone, and he went for Bergvall because maybe Bergvall was kind of maybe surplus to the needs once you go down to 10, men. He's more of a creative midfielder. Yes, he works hard defensively, but we probably needed to keep on the legs like Sarr, like Basuma, who've had a good game, actually, those two, I think, defensively. So it might have been the necessary decision, not the ideal decision, but the necessary one. When it comes to Dragishin, listen, man, I think this is a moment for him where he has to really just look at himself there. He started off poorly. Dave said that, some stray passes here and there also as well, just for some reason thought he had all that time on the ball when there was a guy bearing down on him, like Janino, I think it was just bearing down on the player and seemed to really, want to try to win that ball off of him. For some reason, Dragishin thought he had all the time in the world. He got exposed. And I think he kind of compounded the error by taking him out as well. He didn't necessarily need to do that. He could have been a bit more clever, could have thought about maybe trying to catch up with him, try to get in front and then maybe look to make a foul. But the way he did it, it was an obvious red card, and he just really hurt himself. And I think he compounded the error. I think we could have probably gotten away with conceding a goal and keeping 11 men on, but he did compound the error. And it's just not great from Dragishin. It just isn't. And his agent, I'm curious what he's saying now. I do agree, and his agent is very annoying. Oldies, really appreciate the support. Oldies, thank you so much.
Coming on.
Yeah, we're seeing Kulu come on for Brennan Johnson, which is unfortunate for Brennan. But Brennan, he's now a starting player in the right wing, right? So he probably didn't need. I
wonder,
to play
does Kulu going
minutes.
into the middle and we're going 2 up top, or is it still going to be the 3 up top? It looks like Kulu's going into the middle, so be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah.
But look, Dragishin, he's got a lot to answer for, and I think he's let himself down tonight.
Yeah.
So but look, what we do is we've got a couple of chats left, so we'll take one apiece, and then we'll crack on this second half.
Yep. And we have gone kicked off, so everybody do feel free to sync up with us. But Oldies, thank you for the really generous support. Saying big up Spurs for me. Solanke is not enough. I'm Solanke out. 60 million and only 1 goal sniped from Madison. Brennan is a hero. Watch Johnson will be elite. I'm not sure if you want to take this one or I should, Dave, but I think Solanke's had a pretty good game so far.
You're Solanke's biggest defender, so go on.
Yeah, I might as well. I think Solanke's had a good game. I think, I really appreciate you giving a difference of opinion, Oldies, but I think he's had pretty good hold-up play. One thing that I don't think he gets enough credit for is he's kind of like Kulusevski, where he works his tail off out of possession. He never stops running. He's always looking to put pressure on the defenders. And then also he was the reason for that goal for Brennan Johnson. Don't get me wrong. Great finish from Brennan Johnson, but that's actually all Solanke there. The way he wins the ball back for us, good hold-up play. He was being dragged by the opponent, and he still was able to time that pass perfectly to Johnson. Well weighted as well for me. I thought it was actually a really good goal, to be honest, and a lot of it had to do with Solanke's play there. So he's got a goal and an assist in the last 2 games, and I think he played well in the last game as well, where against Brentford, I think he did a lot of the things I was mentioning. Good hold-up play, works hard out of possession, got the goal I think he deserved. And in this game, I think he's played pretty well for the most part. And that goal, again, for me, just doesn't happen if it wasn't for Dominic Solanke. But listen, there's still a lot to be written in the Solanke book. So I can see where if you're not convinced yet, he still has a lot more games to try to convince you. And it's definitely not written yet. The whole Solanke story, he hasn't earned the 60 million pound price tag yet. He's still got plenty of games to do that. But you know what? I think he's actually played pretty good today, to be honest, for me, Oldies. But you're welcome to disagree with me. I have no problem with that.
Destiny Doji, can he get across? Oh, unlucky. Just quickly, I get it. He looks clunky, a bit like Richarlison. But when we saw Larry Kane, it was always going to be a tall order. And that goal, I'm not going to knock it. That's exactly what you buy a centre forward to
Yeah.
be in them positions. You know, it looks easy, but it's not. You know, you got to be in them positions. You got to be experienced to know to follow up them shots, not ball watch and stuff like that. But look, I do have my reservations about Solanke. I made that clear when we signed him. He's got a lot to sort of prove me wrong. I do understand it to a degree where you're coming from, but it's too early to write him off. Sonny Goodrow, poor pass.
Yeah, he did the
Big
hard
up,
part
man.
there,
Really
Sonny.
appreciate the support.
He did the hard part there, Sonny, and then just couldn't do the easier part. Jerome, though, saying, I know Ange wants the Tottenham way, but in the second half, time to think about being a bit more pragmatic. Listen, Jerome, thinking from my hymn sheet.
You know that ain't going to happen, right?
But Dave, this is sometimes my hymn sheet with Ange. I just wish sometimes there was a bit more game management in situations like this, right? You don't necessarily need to play the same way for the whole 90 minutes. Keep the same principles, but you don't need to technically open yourself up for trouble like we have done.
I understand it. And when you look at the Chelsea game, we got hit late on, right? You know, and I think that would probably happen here. I think later on you might have to maybe relinquish and drop back a little bit, tighten up a little bit, not leave so many spaces. But if anyone thinks this guy's going to change the formation, tell him not to go out there and try and score the second or third, you know, and go at them. Sadly mistaken. It ain't going to happen. We know it is. We can sit here and ask for it. We can sit here and say he should do it. But we know he's not going to do it. I've got to the point where I don't even wind myself up about it anymore. It's just like, look, we are what we are. We're going to play this way. I could sit here and scream, get an extra defender on the pitch or drop us back 10, 15 yards. He's never going to do it, unfortunately, Jerome. Yeah. So I think you're just going to have to sit there and bite your nails for the next 45 minutes.
It's the Ange way or the highway at the moment, Jerome. It's just how it is. Appreciate your support. And also thank you to Oldies as well for the support earlier. And again, I have no problem if someone disagrees with me, especially on Solanke, who I know is a very divisive character at the moment. V Scarred, thank you for the support. Why so harsh on Archie Gray, but not Pop Matasar? Looks absolutely lost, like he's not even there. Again, I might disagree, but Dave, you take this one.
He's putting another one further down, said maybe I was wrong, lad. No, do you know what it was, lad? Like, the thing is with me and Jack, I don't think we're too much either way. You know, I don't think we're overly critical. Some would argue maybe I am sometimes. But I don't think we're over positive. You know, we sort of call what we see on a game-to-game basis, you know, but we'll always try and give a bit more than that and say, look, you know, there are good parts, this, that, and the other. And to be fair, you know, that's what people were sending in super chats and asking us about. So, you know, we got to talk about it. You know, you got to honor that, you know. So you have to take that into consideration as well. But, you know, I'd love to sit here and say, look, Archie Gray, flawless for the first half, but it's just not true. You know, you have to. And in order for some of these players to get better and in order for fair commentary, you know, you just got to call it as you see it. I don't think sitting here and fluffing them up all the time is going to get the very best out of them. I think you have to have fair criticisms of that. And I think we're fair at that. You know, we'll always praise the good, but we'll say, look, this is an area that needs to be looked at and maybe improved.
I think Pop Matasar has actually been very good defensively for me, whereas Gray has been a liability defensively so far. And also, so if you've seen, you know, maybe as you said with your follow-up super chat, he's already had 2 sloppy moments. Archie Gray didn't handle that header where he just gave it away unnecessarily. And then also there's another moment just there where he gave the ball away when he didn't necessarily need to. But Pop Matasar, he's not had the best starts to the campaign. He's not. I mean, this is a game that Pop Matasar needs to have a good performance because he hasn't necessarily had the best starts to the season. Jerome then saying, don't get me wrong, on Gray is a good player, but he is 18 and one bad game kills his confidence. I think he's got to be mentally strong in a game like this. And even if he has a bad game, that's part of being an 18-year-old. An 18-year-old is not going to have great game after great game after great game. It's just not what most 18-year-olds do. But he needs to take this, realize this is a shaky performance, build from it, learn from it, and hopefully play better in the next one and work on some things as well. But it's hard of being an 18-year-old. It's hard.
I'm also going to add, if one bad game kills his confidence, he's not going to make it at this level in the long run. It's just not going to happen. Exactly. You know, at this level, you have to be able to, Kubaba, you have to say, look, it is what it is. I'm going to work harder this week in training. My next opportunity, I'm going to learn from that. I'm going to look out for this. I'm going to do this to navigate that, and you become a better player, you know. But if he's shut off the one game, There's no point in him being at this level. Go and play League Two, National League at that point, because
Yeah,
a lot of it at this level, it's not just about ability. It's about believing you're the best. It's about
yeah,
mentality. That's why these guys are there. They have no self-doubts.
exactly. Especially playing at Tottenham Hotspur, where you're under a lot of attention. Oh!
Ah!
Happy Saturday,
Poppy!
baby!
V-Scarred!
Finish
Papa
it,
Master!
Sure. Get in there, Pop. Get in there, baby. Come on, Pop. In the
Come
back of the net.
on!
2-0 to the good.
Woo!
That's
I
what we
told you they
needed.
were
A little
shit.
bit of relief.
Come on!
Take the
They're even
blood
shit, and we
pressure
got 10
off.
men.
Take the blood pressure medication out, everybody. You don't need it anymore. We're 2-0 up to the good. That's
Come
exactly
on,
what
now,
we needed. Set
Pappy.
piece as well. Great
Pappy,
finish from
son.
Pop Montasar. Controlled finish. And he's mentality monster with that celebration. Come on, the big Pop.
Look at that. He's all over him. Get out of my way. Give me that.
Oh,
Boom.
through
Great
the
finish.
legs as well.
He
Very
scores
controlled
our
finish.
goal. He scores our goals. Come on, Pappy Sarah now, baby. Come on. Love it. He's the star.
Great finish. Loved it. You absolutely loved it. You need it. You
Score
need it as well.
goals.
And
Come on.
V-Scarred from earlier saying, maybe I was wrong. Listen, I'm wrong all the time, V-Scarred, so I appreciate you saying
We're all
that.
wrong.
And, I mean, we get it wrong on a regular basis. And also as well, even to Oldie's, comment from earlier, I have no problem with people disagreeing with me. And I think that's something that on this channel, we try our best to do and to show on a regular basis, is that we understand there are different opinions. There are people who might feel differently about a player than we do, might feel differently even in the moment-to-moment basis about something than we do, might not even just be in general. But we take it and we understand that. And that's kind of the beauty of being a football fan, is that we see things through different lenses. We notice different things. Some things we might not pick up on that you picked up on. And it's just how it is. And I think there's that beauty in seeing the difference in things. So I really appreciate it, my man. I really appreciate the support, V-Scarred. And he's actually coming again, saying $20 from the American for being so wrong.
No, look.
Listen, man, I'm a Yank as well. I'm wrong all the time. When it comes to football, you're being way too harsh on yourself. You're being way too harsh on yourself.
Way too harsh, man.
And I think it probably just had to do with what I said. I said Archie Gray, maybe he has to be taken off. And you probably are right that was maybe a bit harsh to put it in those sort of terms. And I just, it's just how it was. I just thought he was being a bit of a liability at certain stages in this game, Archie Gray, and it might be harsh to put it in those sort of words and those sort of terms, but it's just how it is, man. It's just, we're seeing things in the moment. We're reacting in the moment. We're not going to get it right all the time. And believe me, as a Yank, I'm wrong constantly. So appreciate your love and appreciate your support, man.
V-Scarred, my man. Look, the dumbest man in the room is the guy that's entrenched in his opinion and won't listen to anybody else's.
Love that.
And that's what it's all about at the end of it. The smartest guy in the room is one that has his opinion, but realizes there's other parts that people can add in to formulate a better opinion, because you're not 100% on everything. When people look out for different things, when it's a defender, some people look out for certain attributes, other people look out for other attributes. So the smartest guy in the room is receptive and listen to absolutely everybody, my man, and then makes their opinion based up off your own opinion, but everybody else's. Never apologize. You're not wrong. At the end of the day, he could still get roasted here. He still could cost us a goal. At the end of the day, it's football, my man. At the end, it's all emotion. That's what it is. And it's hard not... Look, for me and Jack, sometimes at halftime, it's very hard for us not to be emotional. It's very hard for us to try and find some balance. I'm trying to be a lot better at that. But nobody's ever wrong, my man. It's football. Everyone sees it through different lenses. Everyone sees life differently. That's the beauty of it.
And sadly, unfortunately, but a penalty has been given. But I hope they call this back, because I don't think it was. Because he kicks Basuma. Look, he steps out and he kicks Basuma, and then Basuma wins the ball.
He's got the ball. Can't be a penalty.
It can't be a penalty. He wins
the
ball. There's no way they've confirmed it. There's no way they've confirmed it. Because he actually kicks Basuma. He kicks Basuma.
Even UEFA's against us.
But Dave, did you not, he looked for the penalty there. He clearly looked for the penalty.
He's got the ball. Surely VAR's looking at this.
They have to.
Surely someone is looking at this. Fuck me.
They have to be looking at it.
Don't tell me they've cleared that. They can't have. They can't. Gormley's in that yellow right now.
How on earth is that not? But Basuma, they have to. They have to.
There's no way they've cleared that.
No, there has to be a penalty check.
Penalty check.
There has to be a penalty check on this one.
There's one going on here now.
Because he was looking for that. He was looking for that.
Don't tell me he's giving it. Don't tell me he's doubled down and giving it. They're looking at it. Take the ball off him. No way.
No way he's confirming it.
No way have they cleared that.
Oh my lord.
can't.
How on earth is that a penalty?
They can't have cleared
He's
that.
kicked Basuma, and then Basuma still wins it afterwards.
Come on, Vic. Justice is in your hands.
How on earth?
That's disgraceful.
How on earth? How
Guys,
on
anyone
earth?
that has commentary, can you let
How
us
on
know
earth
what
is he
decision they
given
came
that?
to?
How have they given that? He's
Come on,
kicked
Vic.
Basuma.
I have hope. Come on, Vic. Justice is in your hands.
Come on, that's absurd. That's absurd.
Come on, Vic. You've got this, kid. He's going to the right.
Wait!
I knew fate. You got to manifest things
Ball
sometimes.
never
Come
lies.
on.
Ball never lies. Suck one. Absolutely.
Wait there, Jack. I'm just going to hang out my window. I'm going to get Mrs. to hold my legs. I'm going to catch that one. Hey! Wait. That one's probably
Basuma,
out.
what are you doing, man? Now you're compounding it. Vicario, good hands.
I think that one's due to fly by you, Jack, at around approximately 12:05 p.m.
I just had the windows clean, so I hope it doesn't hit it.
Oh, what an absolute... That's justice, though. That is justice. Oh, great tackle. Come on, let's break. Sonny takes it. He's got two man Solanke.
Feed him. Find him
Feed
now.
Solanke. Feed Solanke. Feeds him. Solanke! Oh, he's not scored.
Oh, Solanke, you got to bury that.
He's got to kill the game there. Vscard. Could be correct on whoever putting something about Solanke there. Croxy or whatever the name is. Sorry, I can't remember.
Oldies. He didn't bury that chance. He needed to bury that.
Oh, he's got to kill the game there, Jack.
He's got to bury that.
He's got to kill it. That's a great opportunity.
Michael W. is saying he Harry Kane the penalty. It was like a Sergio Ramos Harry Kane penalty there. It's
right after the penalty, that's detrimental. They lose all belief. We win this 4 or 5. Here we go. Oh, great. What you doing?
If Solanke does bury that, you're right. Like their heads are down. Their heads are down if Solanke buries that. Well done. There you go, Dom. Good hold up play. Archie, great ball out from the back.
Skin him, Kulu. If anyone's going to do it, it's going to be you. Have your moment. Let's go. Barrel all the way through. He
bury that Solanke. Come on, man.
Demoralized them. Solanke, what are you doing? You just keep them in. They do say 2-0 is the most dangerous scoreline in football. One thing is, good thing about Thursday night is get my heart ticking. Oh, great defender fan of any game. Doji. Go with the runner. Way, good save. Guys, only 230 likes. Nearly 500 in house. I mean, look, I should be wearing glasses and I failed maths in school, but even I know that doesn't add up.
Al Ben from earlier saying Gray is a bad buy for 40 million. Too much for potential. Listen, Gray's not had a great game tonight, but I don't think we should just be writing him off after one bad performance like this. We really shouldn't be.
No, it's too soon to write him off. At the end of the day, he's 18 and he's going to learn, Al Ben. I get it. You probably overprayed. You could have brought in someone that was a bit more experienced in that position, has a couple of years behind him. Fully understand all that. But he's here now. And I think to write him off after one game, I think is a bit harsh. It's a learning curve. Some would argue maybe it's too. Coventry wasn't at his best either. But he's 18 years of age. This is what these games are for him to learn from.
Yeah, was he too expensive? Probably, but that also is what comes with the homegrown market. And when you're also buying someone who's as valuable to Leeds as he was, it's kind of like the Solanke situation where I do think he was worth 40 million to Leeds. And in the Bournemouth situation, I do think Solanke was worth 65 million to Bournemouth.
But that's the thing as well, Jack. We play what the club feels like. The selling club feels like they were, not what we feel like.
Yeah, and you just can't write him off after this one game. But he's not had a great game.
Oh, sir.
Come on, lads.
He can't get peaked there. It's back post. He's free. It's a shit header. Vicario, great save. Shit header.
Come on, boys. Got to push for 3 here.
At midfield, Basuma and Sarr getting a bit loose at this moment. Win that. Go on, Big Dom.
I agree with the chat, though. I think what Solanke needed to do there, he kind of needed to go for that chip finish.
Yeah.
Kind of what Madison did. What Madison did in the other game. He needs to go for something like that.
It's just so poor.
It was a great breakaway for us, too.
He's just got to finish that. Like, even Carlos Vinicius would have finished that.
What a throwback. Haven't heard that name in a while.
Remember, he scored that tap-in against Aston Villa like crazy. Oh, good defending, Basuma and
Good
Gray.
foot from Gray. That's a goal kick.
Goal kick. We'll have that.
Well done from
Get
Gray.
that decision right. Well done. That's Vicario going absolutely nuts for. Way, what a miss on the penalty. If they scored that, we were in big trouble. They would have gained serious momentum off that. Oh, here's the chance again for Solanke. Sub picks it up. Plays him at the right time. Oh, he's just straight at the keeper as well.
Oh, Basuma, man. Come on now. Here's the thing with Basuma. Had a good game defensively, but there have been a couple times in possession where he's had the touch of a truck.
Yeah. Him and Sarr are going to become tired, though. It's a really, really envious task when you're down to 10 men in that midfield. You run more than anybody, but you have to get back.
Oh, love that from Dom.
And get forward.
Oh, pass. Again, you did the hard part, man. You did the hard part. Get there, Gray. Come on, Mickey. What a
He'll
challenge.
Get there.
What a challenge. Ben Davies, chill, man. Chill. No reason to get it launched.
Well done, Kulu.
Come on,
he's
ref.
such a cheat code, Van de Ven.
And Davies, though, there. No reason to get it booted. You had all the time in the world. No reason to clear that first time. You got to help your team out there. They're already tired as it is.
It's good to see Kulu getting back there and helping Gray to a degree.
It's probably the reason why we brought him on.
Yeah. But look, Johnson done his job. Took his goal. You know, not a bad evening for him. 45 minutes, 1 goal. Oh, go on, Kulu.
Kulu, great interception.
Fucking hungry man. Let's go, Sonny.
Good job, Sonny. Good composure.
Suma. Play a Doji.
He's so hungry, Udogi.
4 on 4.
Slanky.
You got to score here.
Post.
4 on 4. You're not going to get a better opportunity.
Sir!
Oh.
Damn.
You got to do better there. It was 4 on 4. We got to destroy them there.
Well done, Gray. Oh, Basuma. Got to track back now.
Sorry, you got to get across. You got to get across, sir. Slowly getting there.
Ben.
Davies switches off. He gets it behind Davies. He hits the post. Davies has to stay switched on there.
He had no idea the runner.
Van de Ven didn't cover him and come across there. All right, fairness, it's Van de Ven's man. He ran off him in fairness. Yeah, fair enough.
Making some mistakes, making stupid mistakes. I'd agree with Daniel Larson. We need to cut that out of our game here.
80 minutes. Just get this to 80 minutes and we'll win this. Oh, that was such a huge opportunity. He becomes such a cult hero, Solanke, if he finishes that.
Yeah, I think he does. And most of all, I think he's actually had a good performance. It's just that's the thing as a striker is that you're not going to always be judged on the little things. You got to be judged on the big things, like putting away your chances like that.
Well, ultimately, you're going to be judging goal scoring, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. It's not all the other stuff. The other stuff helps add to the performance, but you do need to put away your chances. Mark from earlier saying, just because you two deserve it. Come on, you Spurs. Thank you so much for the support, Marky.
Appreciate that, Mark.
Mark Army, great army, the Mark Army, probably one of the best armies there is. Strong one as well. Thank you, my man. Very, very kind. It's been a stressful game, Mark.
Yeah, it's not what I signed up for. Maybe my expectations were a bit over the top.
Well, if we didn't go down to 10 men, I feel like this could have been a 2-0 or sorry, a 3-0 or 4-0. It could have been. Not saying it would have been, but it could have been. It felt like, at heart, there is a good performance here. There has been, there's been some negatives in this performance, but there's been a lot of good elements of a positive performance here.
As a collective, we've mucked in very well. We fought together. Yeah, there's been a couple of stupid mistakes here and there that haven't helped, but as a whole so far, we've mucked in very well.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. We need Kulu's hold-up play in this game, and need to get him on the ball as much as we can. It's on Kulu, though, because he's giving it away there, but we need him to... The reason you bring him on is for the work rate, because he works so hard out of possession. But then we also...
Wide.
He works so hard out of possession, Kulu, but then what he also brings is that hold-up play. And so we need to have him be sharp.
I'd also argue maybe get Sonny off and get someone that's going to work back harder a little bit on the left-hand side for the next 20 minutes or so.
Looks like they're throwing on another forward, QARABAG.
They should have done that fucking as soon as we got sending off.
Taking off. Maybe that's one of their wingers. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a like-for-like substitution for them. And they're actually making 2 subs.
The regular gamer says this was the Spurs way before Kane. We've just reverted to type. On air, S. Fasir says we need to make subs now. I think, do you know what? I'd actually leave it another 10, 15 minutes. I wouldn't rock the boat too much. I think
you'd wait till the 80th?
75 minutes, maybe 7 minutes, or whatever it is, till 75 minutes. And then I would look at maybe getting one change in the midfield, and I'd look at getting Son off, and just getting a guy that's just going to work backwards. Forget about going forwards. You're 2-0 up.
Outeris Vachare says, QARABAG are going all out now. Come on, Ange, need to get some fresh legs on. I think a lot of people agree with him in that department.
There will be openings for us up the other end now that they're going all out, though. Like this, if you can play it, you got to play him.
Got Sarr there making a great run in behind.
He was clean through.
Davies. Over the top to Sarr. Great run again from Sarr. Good legs he's showing. Oh, great pass. Kulu. Great ball to Sonny.
Sonny.
Good hit.
Good. Come on. Pull that bow and arrow out, baby. Come on. 3-0. Done and dusted. This is what I said. Show them no respect. They're so easy to beat. Great play by Papa Matasar.
Get in there.
And Solanke again. Great striker work. Just follows up Son's shot. Waiting for those rebounds. He's almost like a vulture. He's like a scavenger in there.
Pop Matasar's goal for me, though. No, he's on. He's Pop Matasar's goal for me, Dave. It's really great work for him. Making that run. Really unselfish run. Good shot from Sonny. A little bit of a sketchy save, but Solanke on sides as well. Makes it 3-0.
Get them off now. Get Sonny off. Get Solanke off. Get them rested for United.
Yeah, put on the kids. This is when you put on the kids. Come on, boys. 3-0.
For perfect. Old, great fashion striker play. Look at him. He's like a scavenger. Boom, I'll have that one. Any little mop-ups, he's tucked home. Brilliant. 3-0. Easy peasy.
For me, though, it's really Pop Matasar's goal. I think he did so well to make that run in behind. He had great hold-up play to get it back to Kulusevski. Kulusevski, good first-time pass to Sonny. Sonny, I like to see him shooting from distance more often. He does that in that situation, and it leads to a goal, right? Sometimes Sonny could take that into his game. We know he can hit them from distance, but he doesn't seem to do that as much under Ange.
Son's injured.
Oh, that's not good to see.
Get Mikey Moore on. Get Will Lancashire on. And then I think start chanting, can we play you every week? I think that's appropriate in and around now. Jack, 3-0.
I hope so. Time to bring on Timo Weenie, says some people.
No. Please. I don't think I can handle that on a Thursday.
Seems to be walking off fine, Sonny.
Yeah, there's no need to take the risk. We've seen Van de Ven walked off after his knee jar, and he was missing for a few games. Son's coming off. Nice, good decision. They're learning. Who's coming on? Please be Mikey. Oh, for fuck's sake. Timo Werner and Bentancur's coming on. I'd say probably Sarr might come off here or Basuma.
Yeah. That's stupid, though, to put on Timo Werner.
It's a joke. Give Mikey more minutes. I mean, you're 3-0 up. What have you got to lose? He's not going to cost you the game.
It's just one of those things with Ange. She just doesn't trust the young players when he should.
It's probably because we're down to 10 men, but it's no excuse. We're 3-0 up at this point. 3-0 up. And get Solanke off the pitch as well. He doesn't need to be on there anymore.
Yeah, I'd get Lancashire on as well.
By Davies. So annoying. Chat, let us know what you think about Mikey Moore being overlooked yet again. 3-0 up. Disgraceful. I like Ange, but that's disgraceful.
It's just this, like, maybe if we're 1-0 up, 2-0 up, you'd think about Timo just because he has more experience, but he had an absolute shocker in the last game. And for a 3-0, like, you put on Mikey Moore in these sort of minutes. You do. Like, this is the time for Mikey Moore. It's just really dumb.
Straight
dangerous.
Darius hands.
It's just really dumb. Like, if the game was in the balance, maybe you do lean on more experienced players. Again, I would still lean on Mikey Moore, even if it was only 1 goal up or 2 goals up.
Yeah.
But I could see the logic in maybe going for a more experienced player and someone like Timo Werner. It's just that in a situation like this, you just don't do it. You just don't. It's just who it just sets the wrong standards for me. It sends the wrong message. Just sends the
Jerome with
wrong
the super
message. Like
chat.
Timo Werner doesn't
Yeah.
deserve minutes as well. Mikey Moore does. But yes, Jerome with a super chat
Let's
saying
go.
domain expansion. Dom showing his anime nerdness. I don't know anything about that celebration, the biting of the hand. I kind of like it and I kind of rate it after he missed the chance. You know, after missing that sitter, he does that sort of celebration of biting the hand. But I am a fan of that one that he had at Bournemouth, which is the two hands grasped together like this, Dave, doing the gun celebration or whatever that he did, which was probably something Naruto related. But again, Dave and I think we only have so much time in the day. We can't brush up on all the anime that we've missed. And we're just going to have to leave it to you guys to explain the celebrations of Solanke.
And look, Jerome, sing it with me. 65 million down the drain. Dom Solanke scores again. Dum, dum, dee, dum, dum, dum. Oh, here we go. Let's go for 4. Unlucky. But big up, Jerome, my man.
Appreciate the support today, Jerome. I like the anime celebrations from Solanke. I'll be honest. I'm a fan of it. I don't know anything about anime, but I do like the celebrations.
Come on, let's go and get 4. Make it a perfect Thursday night for Dave. May the 4th be with you. Come on, Ange. How many subs? He's still got 2 subs left, does he?
I'd say you take off Solanke. What a tackle from Mickey Van de Ven.
Great challenge.
I'm not even sure. Can he take off Mickey Van de Ven? I don't think Romero's on the bench.
No, I think you just got to leave Mickey Van de Ven on for the full 90 at this point. He's mopping up everything back there. Come on, Werner. Fucking go with him. You're standing there. You're the one on the pitch and you're making everyone else do that running. You should have went with him. You absolute dirtbag. Let's go, Kulu. Go on, skin them alive. They don't want it. Go on, lead them for a dance. Unlucky. You forget we're down to 10 men. 3-0 up.
At times.
Light work. Referee, get out the way. Muppet. Tottenham just happy to let QARABAG, play 4 or 5 yard passes between them now. Our night's work is done. Time to see
Romero is suspended. Thank you, Ribsy. That was a dumb thing to say.
You might see Dorrington in some match day squads going forward. He's back.
Yeah, he just needs to get, nurse back that injury.
Oh, Gray gets dance throw. That's a great play.
Move. Good move by the player.
Well done. Good defending. Who's that? Davies. Well done.
It's actually good tight feet from the player.
Yeah, it was great feet work.
It was a good back heel, whoever that was, into him. Would have been a lovely goal, actually.
Come on, clean sheet would be brilliant.
V-Scarred wants a Timo hat trick.
Never
2 minutes left. But Timo Werner, he needs to get played in behind, I think. There you go. Here's a chance. Got to put on the burners now, Timo. Oh, that's
I was just thinking there. Why can't Tottenham ever just do something easy? Like, why do we have to go down to 10 men, scare everybody, and then go and play like this?
Good hold-up play again from Solanke. Oh, too much there. Doing too much. Doing too much.
15 minutes left. Daniel Field, QARABAG. Carrying them, all right.
Good foul.
Assassination attempt there by Van de Ven. That's brilliant. Oh, 3-0 to the good. Absolutely love football when you're winning games. It's fantastic. No better feeling.
You actually could say they're going to have to throw bodies forward, QARABAG, but maybe we could then catch them on the counter.
Yeah, there's 4 or 5 here if we want this. 1 in for Timo Werner in behind, just whether he's going to hold his nerve or not. And then 1 for Kulu barreling through. QARABAG with the free kick. It's going to be an in-swinger. See which man mounted at Tottenham is going to jump up and clear this one. Ref, how long does he want? He can fucking book a hotel room in Hilton right now.
He can wait for the new Hotspur hotel to be built.
Yeah.
Oh, good hand from Vicario.
Vicario could have gone and done a lap in the F1 track, for fuck's sake. Soon we'll have a bowling alley and the whole lot.
He's much better than Gomez ever was, Vicario, but he does remind you of Gomez. He's just such a nutter.
Yeah.
The way he talks to Udogi there, like the way he's talking to him, like, you know.
I loved Gomez, though. I loved him.
I loved him too, but it's just the craziness.
Oh,
what a save! It's a crack save. It's a crack save.
Look at him. He loves it. This is practice for him.
Man, he's got springs on him. Look at the way he springs after this as well. Oh, I wish we could have seen it. Wish we could have seen the replay.
That is world class. That's heading right into the top bins. Oh, he's finally beaten. Janino.
Is it offside? Yes, it is.
On the line now.
Way.
Come on, VAR. Approve this. This is VAR, and we approve this message.
Can we hold the line here? Timo, you better have held that line. Yep, we just kept moving up. Oh, yeah, he's 10 yards offside.
Well, no, the crosser isn't.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Never mind. I think he's still off. He's still off.
Just a yard off.
Barely, though. Davies almost kept him on.
Yeah.
Davies almost kept him on and then had no idea he was behind him.
Although I wonder Stevie Wonder up there making the decisions, Jack, because they did give the penalty even though it wasn't.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, how long are they going to take to get to this decision? Fuck me. Put a ruler on the screen. See they're out of... I could see it from here. I don't even need a ruler.
Yay, way.
Finally. They've missed a penalty. Goal disallowed. Couple of world-class saves from Vicario. All in the night's work, Jack.
I wish we got to see that save again from Vic.
King Odell says, can we get the same look in the league?
QARABAG for life, says everyone. But no, what I love about Vicario is he's got world-class saves in him. And also, Dave, I mean, that sweeper-keeper moment was one of the best I've ever seen, actually. That was, I'm not even saying, like, any goalkeeper, not even a Spurs goalkeeper. Like, last time I've seen a player do that would be like a Manuel Neuer type of person to do something like that from the back line. It was just incredible. But
I was game-changing. It was right before halftime, and goals before halftime change games. You know,
as good as a goal.
Yeah, it was a very important moment. You're exactly right. And you should be celebrating it like a goal, too.
The number 11 they subbed on is not a bad player. He's had some silky moments.
Oh, hey. Arrow through. Yes, here we go. Go on.
No
your
way.
Moment.
Or he's giving handball. He's giving handball. Okay. Yeah, that probably was.
Nah, screw it. Ignore it. Benefit is out. We love him. We serenade him over here. Gimme a ginger from Sweden. QARABAG trying their best. More like paper bag. They absolutely blew out today. I think the Azerbaijan government's going to have to spend more money on the team. We're not even trying anymore. It's great.
He's just giving it away.
We're not even trying. Chance of easy. Easy. QARABAG trying to build another move here. And strikers just will not stay on side for them to put the ball in the box. All 11 minutes. Oh, no, sorry, 10 men. We got one sent off after 7 minutes. All 10 men at Tottenham Hotspur sitting back on the edge of the box like the bus. Love it. 3-0. Job done. Let's just see how. Just blow it up now, ref. They're never coming back.
Get the youngsters on now. I mean, 9 minutes left. You got to get the youngsters on. Get Lancashire on. Get Mikey Moore on.
This is pointless running for Solanke to do right now. The game's over. There's no need for him to do this. Get Lancashire on to do it.
Everyone said
Big
the
up man
Werner on
midfield.
it's playing with 9 men. Oh, so he
True,
doesn't have a
true.
face. That's hilarious, Paul.
Great one. Come on,
Yeah,
put the pressure on
only
them. They're
one
crap
sub
in
left.
possession.
Everyone says we only have one sub left, so I'd still say Mikey Moore then. Bring on Mikey Moore. He deserves it.
Oh, yeah. We do only have one sub left, yeah, because we made one. We took off Berglal. Yeah, sorry, forgot about that. Happened so long ago. Oh, they're over the top here. In behind Archie Gray. Oh, he gets skinned. It's a ball to the back post. Werner does enough to put him off. Tottenham just blocking up the passing routes for QARABAG now. QARABAG are boring the socks off me. It's a ball in.
Not a
That's
great
light
clearance
Ben
from
Davies.
Davies. A
That
very
could be a
bad
penalty.
clearance.
Is that
Close to a
penalty?
penalty as well. Poor clearance from Davies.
He's just done with the game. He wants it over and done with now. They want to go home and tuck into bed beside the missus.
Werner, man of the match. Oh, good pressure.
He's going to injure himself. Get him off the pitch. He doesn't need to be out there doing this. Oh, great tackle by Ben. Forgot Bentancur came on. He's barely touched the ball.
Yeah, it's just been a defensive effort from him.
He's just sitting there blocking up gaps. QARABAG goes wrong from distance. You probably find that one in Chicking down the high road. Here we
Hey, Big Mikey. On for
Come
the
on, Big
Solanke.
Mick.
Great performance from Solanke.
Well
in my
on
opinion.
Solanke.
I think he had a good. I think he had a good
65 million
performance.
down the drain. Dom Solanke scores again.
I think a good 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 performance from Solanke. Again, for me, it's more the little things. It's not even the goal. Works really hard out of possession. I think it goes unnoticed. He works his absolute tail off. And then his hold-up play, for the most part, again, it's nothing pretty. It's not Harry Kane level hold-up play, but it is just that sort of large man, hit it into me, I'll hold it up, bring others into play. And he's done that for the most part. If anything, he was guilty of actually, when he did hold it up, sometimes he just took too many touches in certain situations. That's the only thing I criticize him for, actually, in the hold up
What I
play.
like about Dom Solanke, Jack, is that he gets involved in all aspects of the game. Some strikers can kind of hide in games and just go, oh, no one supplied me with any opportunities. But he genuinely tries to get involved. He genuinely tries to drop back, help the team, pick up the ball, provide an outlet, go and chase the ball if we're not in possession, defend from the front. He's not like a typical striker that'll just stand there and hide away for most of the game,
Exactly. I just like a lot of his hard work. Really, I just think he works really, really hard, both in possession and out of possession.
Drew Zilla says, can we all stop losing our shit now? Mikey Moore's coming on. Jesus, only fan base in the world complains and shit like that when we're treated. No, do you know what it is, Drew? It's just like...
People are in the moment,
Yeah, but you also want to give these guys their opportunities before they, because there's only so long they're going to take it before they fuck off out of the club and go, part ways blocking them out of here, And plus, when we're treated up, we're very demanding, Drew Zilla, and I like that. We want 4. We want 5. We'll enjoy it after the game. Big up though, Drew. Oh no. Missed kick from their striker. From their winger. Sloppy that from
Bentancur with a very sloppy clearance.
Absolutely annihilates fresh air.
There's Ozzy. There's Ledley.
Big Ledley. Want to know any Aussie
Oh, there's Martin Chivers as well. I think just behind. Gosh, I'm trying. It's hard to recognize them. Oh, or there's Sandro. There's Pat Jennings.
Big Sandro. Love a bit of Sandro. He's got so much time for the fans.
Pat Jennings, and he's got the hair for days.
Yeah. That's who Luka Modric idolised his hair off at Tottenham. Came to Tottenham, seen Pat Jennings' hair, and he's like, that's the one. Ben Davies looking for another ball over the top. Mikey Moore does well to take that down. No, he's offside. Fuck off, Lionel. I knew he wanted to get involved at some point tonight. He peaks now. And my Mikey was about to be unleashed.
Ugly Fish saying no one's allowed to sit next to the king.
Yeah.
What I like about Ledley King is that he usually almost always has a smile on his face.
He loves the club.
He's like one of the most approachable. He's like one of the most approachable looking guys, out there. It's like someone you would ask for directions. Like if you're lost, he just looks like the guy you would walk up to ask for directions.
Unfortunately, we haven't had the chance to meet Ledley King, but I just feel like me and him would get on like a house on fire. I think we've got two personalities that would almost become instant like besties.
Kid in the candy shops.
Try and meet Ledley. I'd probably start massaging his knee. Get down and worship him at his feet.
Yeah, it looked like Graham Roberts was up there as well. Just the whole crew legends. Didn't see Mickey Hazard.
No. Maybe he's inside having a Prosecco.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe he's enjoying the Beavertown. Enjoying some beers. Ooh, almost had a breakaway there.
2 minutes left of this, guys. Start getting the things in you want us to talk about. Good win all around. Good night all around for Tottenham Hotspur, though. Made hard on ourselves by Radu. I think Postecoglou must have asked him to get sent off. Just sort of put us to the test, make it even harder. Imagine what we would have done to these with 11 men.
The other thing too is something about the way Ange does try to play. I think it's very risky at times. Playing this way with 10 men can be very risky, but only Ange can win 3-0 playing this sort of way. It's hard to win 3-0. Yeah. I even said in the beginning of the game, I'm pretty sure we won't be able to win 3-0, 4-0, and yet we have done. And that is actually thanks to the style of play.
But I'd rather go and attack teams when you're down to 10 men. Sitting back doesn't get you anything out of games. In fact, it's negative. You're probably going to get a draw, if not lose at worst case scenario. I'd rather go and put our own destiny into our own hands, work our nuts off, and try and make a game of it.
No, it's fair. It's only this type of style that you can even get a scoreline like this and have such a dominating performance. He's such a nutter.
I'm loving Big Ange instead. And through it all. No, I'll save that till Sunday if we beat United. Too early. Calm down, Dave. Keep yourself in check. Oh, good clear. Oh, great ball by Davies. Mikey Moore cuts inside. Who's he going to feed?
Oh,
good ball, reverse pass.
Silky Mikey.
Sar, play him.
Sar finds Timo.
Gunner. Oh.
Get a foot onto it, man.
Him and Moore kind of made the same run there. Blocked up each other's space there. Moore should have pulled away from Werner. 1 minute to go. Surely they're not going to give us injury time as well. If they do, they really want to prolong this beating by giving QARABAG. It's almost sadistic. He's marauding forward.
That's free. Timo,
we'll have that free, ref. We'll have the free. Pull it back.
For someone full of energy, Timo's been so lazy.
Slaney MacRot says, is Dave saying Ange ball is right?
Dave's been a big defender of Ange ball, actually, especially when times were tough. I think Dave's head did not wobble or bobble as much as mine did at one point.
I like Ange Postecoglou. I see how good it can be when implemented correctly. Don't get me wrong. Beating QARABAG, Coventry, Brentford, it's got to come against Man United, Brighton. That's where he has to prove the point, basically, that it works. I can sit here and back him all I want, but at the end of the day, results would dictate. And United and Brighton are the games that he's going to be judged off ultimately. But it is good to get a win, and I would argue, down to 10 men, it yields results.
And also, Dave, with a very few small, very select group, Dave at one point was vouching that people look at Ange Postecoglou even before Ange Postecoglou was even hired by Spurs. I think Dave has a much deeper understanding, or at least more experienced understanding of Ange than a lot of us do, and also hasn't waned as much as others have on him.
Oh,
So
Kulu.
fair play.
Oh, Kulu. Big man corner kick.
Gray had a last good 10 minutes. I'd agree with the chat. Last good 10, 15 minutes. He's looked very solid.
He'll learn from this game. It's probably been a good learning experience from him. Has
I
it
agree.
costly where it's going to ruin his confidence? But, you know, he's not going to be naive to know. He's going to come off that pitch and go, I got away with that tonight. You know, and he'll be playing it over and over in his head what he could do better. So it's a good learning curve. 3 minutes.
Wait.
Guys, I'm going to put up in the community section right now for you instructions on how to do your fan cams if that's what you want to do this evening. Start recording them, start sending them over to us, and then I'll get onto the man of the match poll as well. Bang that one into the community section. Paste.
Come on, Mikey, find him. You got Bentancur. Oh, Bentancur wanted the goal. And there it is, 90 minutes. Great win for Ange. Great win for Ange.
Man, the match poll, Jack. Who are we putting in it today?
Vicario's got to go in there. Mickey van de Ven for me. I think it's Mickey van de Ven probably is the man of the match. I'd give it to Vicario as a close contestant there. And Udogie had a very good game defensively and going forward. He also just showed some real heart going up and down the pitch. Thought Pape Matar played well. Yeah, I thought Pape Matar played very well tonight. I'd give it to Sarr. I'd give it to Vicario. I'd give it to Mickey. I wouldn't give it to any of the front three. You know, I think Johnson played well. Solanke played well. Sonny played okay. Hard to say, though.
I think Solanke worked these nuts off, but, you know, he done some great things, but there was a couple of moments
more defensive for me. Wouldn't you say? Like, it was just really defensively impressive because we still tried to play attacking football, but it is thanks to the hard work of a lot of the defenders and
Davies,
midfielders.
He had an assist, didn't he?
He did. Like, I think Davies gets no shade from me. None whatsoever. I thought he had a really good performance for the most part.
I'll put Doji in there.
Mickey van de Ven is my clear man of the match. I mean, we would not win this game if it wasn't for Mickey van de Ven. And I don't think we would win this game if it wasn't for Vicario. I'd give it to Vicario and Mickey van de Ven.
Well, the poll is up there, guys. Your four options is Vicario, Van de Ven, Sarr, and I've threw a Doji in there. Was going to throw Davies in there, but so don't ever accuse me of hating him. But Jack talked me out of it, so blame him. But there you are, guys. Get your votes in. And it's been a good night. European football, back under the lights, wearing all white, down to 10 men, done it the hard way, 3-0 victory. And that's why we should never be afraid of these teams. Even with 10 men, we made them look semi-pro.
No, it's also thanks to this style of play, and it's thanks to the nature in which we try to break teams down. Like, even if we go down to 10 men, we're not going to cower. We're not going to give the onus to them. We're going to still try to play our game, and I think we really caught them. I think they were expecting that, but I still don't know if they were really prepared for that QARABAG, because once we go down to 10 men, they're probably licking their lips thinking, okay, you know, this is really set up for us to pull off a big upset. And we didn't lose our heads, kept playing the same way we know that we can. And it was a really, really impressive performance from Spurs. Yes, there were some shaky moments. I think that just comes with playing with 10 men in general. Even if we played with every man behind the ball, there are going to be some sketchy moments where you are looking for last minute defending. You are looking for some magical clearances off of the line, that type of thing. And the way we played, yes, it comes with some risks. Yes, it comes with some, you know, sketchy moments. But to be honest, to win 3-0 like that, to dominate the games in periods like we did that way, I think it's really fun to watch, actually. It just makes the game far more entertaining as well. If we tried to put every man behind the ball, I think Dave and I would have been probably doing more food quizzes and, you know, things like that while watching the game, because it just would not have been a fun spectacle. They actually still made it a really interesting game and a really fun spectacle at that as well. And it's also the type of scoreline that we all wanted to see. We all wanted to see a 3-0, a 4-0 tonight. We're back in Europe. And this was a real statement performance, I think, by the team. It is only QARABAG. I would argue that QARABAG are still, I know they didn't look that great, but maybe that was just how good we were, because this was a team last season that went very far and deep into the Europa League, and they caught a lot of teams off guard. They caught teams out. They embarrassed some sides that are some prehistoric European sides. I think this was just a really good performance from Spurs all around. Again, there were some sketchy moments. There were some parts where we got lucky. I'd argue that when you're playing with 10 men, you have to get lucky if you're going to try to win the game. You're not going to be able to play sound for 90 minutes. You are going to have to rely on a bit of luck. And for the most part, I thought we were really deserving of this 3-0 win today, really deserving of it. And great to see us score goals like that, and just great to have a win like that. Honestly, very impressive all around. And there were some really good individual performances. Vicario, one of them, Van de Ven, one of them. I would say Sarr had a really good performance that needed to have a good performance. Udogie, probably one of the more unsung heroes of this game. Just thought he worked his tail off going up and down the pitch. And a lot of other people contributed as well with some pretty solid 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10 kind of games. And I'm really happy tonight, Dave. I'm happy clapping my ass off. It's just been a great performance today. And, my head is wobbling less and less and less, with the recent performances when it comes to Spurs and Ange Postecoglou. I think this was a really good win. And only win that Ange probably could pull off like this, right? 10 men, European night like this, to still win 3-0 in that sort of manner. I think only a manager like Ange could really do that.
And do you know what, for me, Jack, one thing I'm sort of proud of today, and I think it's going to benefit us in the long run, is we all, not we all, I exclude myself, sorry. Most people come in, maybe fearful of the upset today, right? And I can understand why. And 7 minutes in, it very could have easily went that way. The players could have easily dropped their heads and said, oh, it's going to happen again. Because I think many fans did at that point as well when Radu Dragusin got sent off. But we avoided it today. Not only did we avoid it, I think we put respect on our name. Even with 10 men, we still went and demolished them 3-0 comfortable. Could have been more. Yes, they had chances, but you expect that when we're down to 10 men. But we mucked in, and it was a sum of all its parts today back there. Adoji, brilliant at times. Van der, absolutely immense. One of the best defensive performances I've seen in a long time from any player. Vicario, couple of goal-saving moments there. Brilliant tonight. Some world-class saves. Big moment right before half-time. Ben Davies, to a large degree, bar him getting picked off just before the half, he also had a very sturdy game back there. Adoji came on, sort of, okay, the last maybe 15, 20 minutes they went down that side a lot more. But they didn't go down that side for large parts of the game because he just locked it up completely, and was a menace going forward, was absolutely a very good ball carrier for us to get us up the pitch when needed. Absolutely immense. Dug in deep. Sarr, brilliant today. Sensational. A lot of questions about him coming into this game where his intensity has dropped off. He needs to bring stuff to his game. Took his goal very well today. That'll give him a lot of confidence. Great. Didn't have his best games tonight, but he got through unscathed. He's not mentally scarred from it and costing Tottenham a big result, and the whole fan base talking about it. He'll learn from that tonight. Dom Solanke getting his goal, getting his reward for working his nuts off. That's, if you do the right things like that, little gems fall for you. We dug in together, and that shows me that they do play, this team, they do have the ability to play for each other. In years gone by, soon as shit like this has happened, players have threw their toys out of pram, threw other players out under the bus, pointing, shouting, blaming everybody else, rather than digging in together and showing that team spirit. Today we said, okay, it is what it is, but we're in this together. They believed in each other, and they went and got that 3-0 win. They got it over the line. And I know some people might say, Dave, you're getting carried away. But, once 7 minutes happened, the whole world got wind of that, tuned in, waiting for Tottenham to laugh at us again. And we didn't allow it to happen. And hopefully this puts down a marker going forward. This puts a bit more respect on our name, and teams are maybe, hopefully, a bit more worried turning up against us. One thing I will say is, the last 3 games, it's a marked improvement and releases a bit of the pressure around Postecoglou and them sort of questions. But there's much bigger games ahead, and that's where they're going to be judged. So enjoy tonight and get ready for Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said, Dave. Everyone, really appreciate all the support that we've also received tonight. I think we all kept our heads for the most part throughout this game. It was definitely a stressful one the way that it began, but I think we kept our nerve, and we saw a really good performance today for the most part by Spurs. Really appreciate you guys all getting involved today. Smash the like button. please, if you've been with us this whole time, thanks for supporting the channel as well. Get in your thoughts this game. Please, if you're a fan cam member as well, or fan show member, sorry, send in your fan cams to us. Give us your post-match thoughts on the game. We'll be happy to upload them tonight. Also, if you send them in a bit later, we can upload them when we wake up tomorrow morning. Look out for a fan show on Monday as well, everybody. But really great from everyone today. Al Ben saying Van de Ven was my man of the match. Would sell Romero for 80 million. He's a great defender to get us places, but his concentration lapses will never get us over the line. Dave, I mean, I've taken a lot of them. Maybe you should take this one, but Van de Ven, world-class performance from him today.
No, absolutely world-class performance from Van de Ven. Absolutely brilliant. You know, good in possession. Didn't get caught once. You know, defensively, very, very good. Getting back there, last-ditch tackles. Just immense from him. The more I look at him, the more he reminds me of Jan Vertonghen, just with a lot more pace. He's absolutely brilliant. But Jack, if people go back and watch my Welcome to Tottenham, I said we have a £100 million player on our hands. Boy, was I right. He's absolutely sensational. When it comes to Romero, I'll keep this short and sweet. We need Romero. I would rather have the options we have now than the options we've had in years gone by. You sell Romero, I'm sorry, we're going to go into the Kane situation where the players you bring in, they're going to be a lot more lackluster. Going to take them a while to get back to that, you know, to get anywhere near that level. For me, you got to try and keep it together. We need Romero just as much as we need Dragusin, even though he let us down tonight. We need to get him right. We need just as much as we need Van de Ven. We need the three options. It's a 4 game. It's a 4. You're in the hunt for 4 trophies every single season. That's where we want to be, and you have to have good players. You have to have good players. So for me, I'm not entertaining the idea of selling Romero. We should learn our lesson from entertaining the idea of selling Harry Kane.
I think with Van de Ven, he did show what technically Romero can't do, which is just the athleticism. Romero by no means isn't, he's a very athletic player himself. It's just with Van de Ven, like, this guy's just a freak of nature. It's like he was made in a factory of some kind. Like, they've made him in a petri dish, and then he ended up just growing into just a world-class defender, like he was bioengineered or something like that. He's just that ridiculous. And in possession, I think he's actually getting a lot better. That's actually, I think, the area in which Romero still is slightly better than Van de Ven, where Romero, some of his passing out from the back is just sensational. It can be sublime. Even look in the Brentford game, the through ball that he plays, for Sonny is just an incredible pass and vision. And I think that's where Romero truly excels, is in possession, as well as being a very physical, intimidating defender. But we don't win this game without the ability of Mickey Van de Ven to mop up danger, to be able to do sometimes defending for his fellow defenders. Like, you'll see guys get beat in behind, and then Mickey Van de Ven almost like rolls his eyes and then just sprints, at 80% and catches up to the attacker. It just clears him out of the way. It's just incredible what that guy can do to try to mop up danger for us. And then also, when we were pinned back into our penalty area, when QARABAG eventually got into our half and deep into our half, Van de Ven had some incredible clearances, some incredible blocks, just really solid defensive moments there that just would have been goals, really, if it weren't for him. And I just think he had a world-class performance today, Al Ben. Does that mean that Romero isn't a world-class defender? I don't think so. I think Romero is a great, great defender. I think on his day, he is a world-class defender as well. I think they complement each other really well, too, because Romero has that aggression in him where he's a very intimidating guy. He's not someone you want to rub the wrong way. If you get a tackle from Romero, and also even in certain moments where from set pieces, he's pushing you around, he's just making life difficult for you. I think they complement each other so well. But a game like this does sort of expose, how good, Van de Ven is. Like, he's just a freak of nature. And I don't think we win this game without Van de Ven. Certainly, hands down, we just don't win this game without Van de Ven. Even if it was Romero back there, I don't think Romero would have done some of the things that Van de Ven did. Doesn't mean then we need to sell Romero, in my opinion. But that's your opinion. And Romero, let's be honest, has not had the best of campaigns so far this season. He's had a lot of lapses of concentration, and the majority of the goals that we have conceded have been in some way due to Romero in those lapses of concentration. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, though. I'm going to say that he does eventually kind of come good this season. He does remind us of what he can bring, and let's hope that he does that. But Al Ben, I can see why after a game like this that Van de Ven sort of wins your heart over Romero, because this was one of the best defensive performances I've ever seen from an individual in general, like just not even Spurs, just in general. Like, it was just absolutely immense. from the guy. And then Dan Coy saying Van de Ven, man of the match, cleared everything. Come on, New Harris Army. Now, that's the thing for me, is that not even tracking back. Like, there are times when he would, Archie Gray got beaten behind and then Van de Ven cleared it up for him. Or there were times when Udogie and Ben Davies got caught out in behind and he's just mopping it up for them. But like I said earlier, there were some moments in the penalty area where he just dealt with things, was clearing the ball away, winning headers. Just did such a good job today, Dave. Really such a good job.
No, he's absolutely brilliant. And it's surprisingly, Jack, Vicario's winning the poll by a mile, which I find very, very interesting. Getting the whole sound of Seattle in there, the true sound. Absolutely love that, the whole experience. But oh, oh, oh. Vicario winning the poll by a mile, which I think is absolutely very interesting. That moment just before half-time, that save there, right? That world-class save where it was going in top bins. Vicario actually, when you think about it, did have a very, very good game as well. He sort of, mopped up what Van de Ven couldn't really. Look, great performance by the two of them, and I think, especially in Vicario's case, sort of takes a lot of the pressure off him, around at the minute, to some of the conversations that were maybe starting to form around him. And that's one thing I think maybe we need to learn from. As soon as a player makes a mistake at Tottenham, we're very quick to sort of, we need to sell, get rid of them, Sometimes it happens, and I think sometimes we have to realize that, sometimes mistakes can happen. And look, I get frustrated just as much as the next guy. But as long as they learn from them, that's what I want to see. And Vicario went out there today, put in a strong performance, kept us in that game. Even the guy that missed the penalty, I know Vicario dived, but just looking at him, the way he stood tall on the line, sort of clapping the hands and all, I had a feeling the guy was going to miss. I sort of felt like Vicario felt dominant in that goal, that he was going to keep that clean sheet. And good performance from him, great performance from Van de Ven. It just goes to show we've got two brilliant players on our hands.
Mm-hmm. And I just thought it was a great performance just from everyone involved in that back line. I don't think, I think Archie Gray maybe sort of warmed up till the end and he started to show, there is a decent player in there, but from Udogie to Davies to Van de Ven, they all individually had great performances. And then Vicario as well was just world class at times with some of the saves that he pulled off. And that sweeper keeper moment was one of the best sweeper keeper situations I had seen in a long, long time. Just was a game saving, goal saving moment from Vicario. John, appreciate you, John, saying here's to Spurs having European match result where Jack can happy clap his ass off. Let's keep it going. Come on, you Spurs. John, I appreciate it. I didn't even read the super chat, or I didn't read it ahead of time. I appreciate you're very kind to me on Twitter, actually. You give me a lot of likes and things like that. So you're very good to us, John. And I'm definitely going to be happy clapping my ass off. I'm going to go on an inner Solanke. I channel my inner Solanke whenever I go on a run because I go for about probably a 4 to 5 mile run maybe after this one. Not sure if it's going to be, maybe I'll do more of a shorter one since I have kind of stuff to do, but then I'm going to go on a nice long one tomorrow, channel the inner Solanke, and then just do a quick little workout after this and, get the beers out, before sober October. I'm going to get the beers out, enjoy myself, and wrap up this European night. It's just been a great one. It's been a really fun performance. I don't think this 3-0 would have happened if it wasn't for certain individuals having a great game, but it also wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Ange Postecoglou. This performance can really only happen if you have this sort of mentality and this type of way of playing and manner of playing. We take a lot of risks, but with those risks come reward, right? And we had it today where you don't win 3-0 if you don't try to really take it to the opposition.
But that's the whole thing Jack Ange is trying to teach though, right?
Exactly. Sorry. Yeah. I thought you were going to say a bit more there. I completely agree. Yeah.
No,
Dave?
I just want to add that's exactly what Ange Postecoglou is trying to preach and trying to get the fan base on side, the players believe in.
Exactly.
With high risk comes rewards,
No, completely agree. And I think we're on the same accord there in that regard. It's just, if we played the way Arteta has recently, or if you play the way Jose would have, or something like that in the situation, I think you still have to ride your luck a little bit. There will still be moments where you will have to rely on some incredible defensive moments from either your goalkeeper or a center back or whoever, right? And what ends up happening is that you're going to find it really hard if you try to put every single man behind the ball. You are going to find it really hard to break out. You're going to find it really hard to actually get your foot on the ball. A lot of the passing will be between like 6 guys, all like 5-6 yards away from each other, and means you can't really go anywhere. Eventually, you just have to hoof it long, get it out of your penalty area, get it out of your box, get it out of your half. And with the way that Spurs play, yes, we invite a lot of pressure. We take some risks, but we can then hurt teams. You know, if they try to come after us, we can hurt them on the counter. We can hurt them in transition. And we did that today. And we took our chances for the most part. Maybe there's 1 or 2 ones might have been missed in a couple of moments here and there, but we were far more clinical today at the end of the day. And I think we were well deserving of that win. Didn't necessarily probably 3-0 is the wouldn't say it was kind to us. I think like Qarabag probably could have scored 1 or 2 chances, but you know, the way that we were playing, I think we were always going to make it life difficult. Always was going to be a little nervy. Always was going to have some sketchy moments. And I'm really proud of the performance today. I think it was a really fun game. Also, if we did play maybe more like Jose would have, or if Conte would have with 10 men, let's be honest, it probably would have been an absolute snooze fest of a game where we just would have, you know, been, like I said, joking, you know, Dave and I would have been looking up Azerbaijani national dishes and comparing which ones were our favorite if it were a Jose or a Conte in this situation. And I'm just really happy with this performance, John. And I'm going to be happy clapping my ass off. And believe me, my head was wobbling. My head was bobbling after recent performances under this team and under Ange Postecoglou. And this was one that really restores a lot of confidence from me, because it's not necessarily the way that I see the game. I prefer sometimes more in-game management. I prefer to take fewer risks. But that's just, you know, the nature of football and the way that we see things. And Ange Postecoglou, I think, is really given a lot of justice for a performance like this. I think he earns himself a lot of credit in the bank for a performance like this, because I'll be honest, I don't even think Pochettino wins 3-0 like this, you know, with the red card. I don't even think Jose does. I don't think Conte does. It's just not possible unless you play this type of manner of a front foot on the front foot style of football. It's just very impressive.
Guys, let us know in the comments. Does Ange Postecoglou deserve a bit of credit in the bank, or are people feeling like Jack now? After seeing this, because it was funny, Jack. I had to laugh the other day because, you know, your head was more screwed once we won the game against Coventry, than it was when we were losing games of football, which is absolutely hilarious. You were left in despair. You didn't know. I felt sorry for you. You looked like a soul that didn't know, what to do anymore. It was absolutely brilliant to watch. It's good to see that, Ange has brought a bit of credit in the bank. And I always said that to you, look, calling out some of the things you're seeing and being skeptical is absolutely spot on. It's right to do, but it was always going to take results to start getting people to have that buyback in again. And that's exactly what's happening, and that's why I said, Angie and Ange out, don't get on top of each other, both are right at the end of the day. But look, glad we're here. First European night back in a year. We've got the victory. It starts good. 3-0, clean sheet, goal difference boosted a little bit. What more do we want?
I mean, just quickly too, like everybody was kissing Arteta's hole just recently, right? For the performance against Man City and also even against Spurs, right? Everyone was kissing his ass for that performance against Spurs, which, I mean, yeah, they got the win, but it wasn't, again, that amazing of a performance, I think, from Arsenal. They just relied on set pieces, defended really well, but it wasn't like that entertaining from them. And I think they also got away with some moments where Spurs, if they were more clinical, I think we should have punished them, actually, and it would have been an entirely different game. And the way that Ange has won this is just the complete opposite of what Arteta has done recently. So I just think he deserves credit. I think he deserves credit, Ange Postecoglou, because a lot of people recently in the media, across sort of Spurs, or not Spurs, more just content creators in general, to talk sport, to everyone, has been giving a lot of praise to Arteta for playing a different way, like kind of sacrificing good style of play to see out the results.
Seeing
and
how
wins.
many men you can fit in a suitcase, it's a joke.
Yeah, and Ange, like the way he's done it today is showing, what, it is possible to still play your brand of football, to still play an entertaining, on the front foot, attacking style of play with 10 men, with 9 men. He did this with Chelsea and everyone made fun of him. Now he's done it with Qarabag and he's gotten a really fun game and a really convincing result. And we were playing some liquid stuff at times and it is really entertaining. I think it's definitely worth your money if you go to a game like this. It certainly would be. So, and really impressive. And I think Ange, that's what I mean. It's just Ange deserves credit. He does deserve a lot of credit, and he gets credit in the bank from me for a game like this, because I would have been praising someone for playing more defensive, conservative, and I have to, shoes on the other foot this time. I have to be able to show the same credit then for Ange in this regard. Al Ben saying, saw this game. I saw in this game why Ange was so keen on buying Solanke.
This is all
Dave,
your
I'm a
one.
huge Solanke fan, but maybe you can take this
Okay,
one, or you can go first.
I'll go quickly, and then we'll let Jack take this one away, because, Jack, in
I've given
fairness,
a lot of
was the
mine
one
up.
that sort of
I
pointed
don't
it
need to
out,
go crazy. Yeah.
Jack sort of sat me down and said, look, Dave, these are the reasons, and he tried to make me buy in. Got me there slowly, but I'm still a bit dubious. But tonight, and it wasn't just tonight, Brentford as well, absolutely brilliant, up front. And what I like about him is he's works like Carlos Tevez, but he's a poacher like Ruud van Nistelrooy. And I know some people are going to say, Dave, come on, he's nowhere near as good as them, which I can understand, but hopefully people get what I mean. Out of possession, he just works his nuts off. He runs everywhere, puts people under pressure, causes chaos. One thing that we really lacked last season is we didn't have that focal point up front that we could play into, outside of the box or inside the box. You can do that with Dom Solanke. Drops in, holds it up, makes himself big. I can get turn and go and run with it, or he can lay it off. That's something Harry Kane used to do that I think we took for granted for a long, long time. Absolute brilliant there. In terms of finishing, I'm still yet to be converted, but the goals you're scoring, people, and this is where I disagree with people that maybe don't think he's good enough, or like they'll use them goals to go, but they're only tap-ins. Yeah, but if you really understand football, they're not just tap-ins. That's what all strikers are told to do from a young age. And not every striker takes that on board and goes and does it. But you will pick up 5 to 10 goals a season doing that alone. Just following the ball in, waiting for the goalkeeper to spin it, waiting for that deflection. It's great striker play to be there, to anticipate that. That's the beauty in it. If he missed from there, then I'd say haul him off, but he didn't. He tucked it away. And all around, I think it was a good all-round sort of striker performance. One thing I would like us to see do a bit more, put more balls in and let him go and attack it with the head. Sometimes I feel like, we're still trying to create that perfect goal. I think we have to realise we've got the big Dom in there. Just put it in there. Let him go and do the rest. But all round, good. Keeps it up. Slowly he'll convert me. But I'm still sceptical over the finishing, because the finishing at Leicester, where he could have had 4 goals, but I'll put that down to sharpness. But tonight, that other one, 6 yards out, no excuse. Yeah. Got to be burying them, especially in the big moment.
And as well, when someone is through on goal and you are expecting it to go in the back of the net, that's when that's a bad moment if you're not putting that in the back of the net. Everyone is expecting him to finish that, and he didn't. With Solanke, for me, it's just a lot of the little things. I think he works so hard out of possession, Al Ben. I think he worked so hard out of possession. He's just as hard of a worker as Richarlison was, and maybe even harder working, where you don't really ever catch him walking, do you? You know what I mean? Like, he just is constantly running, constantly putting pressure on the back line. And I think that goes a long way with the Ange Postecoglou system. It's probably one of the biggest assets of it, right? Is the fact that he can put pressure on the back line. He can press from the front. And in a game like this, when you are playing with 10 men, that goes a really long way, right? If your striker was just waddling around, walking around, you can't really play the way that we were playing with the high line, with the pressing football. You need it to be a real team effort. And Ange kind of probably likes that Solanke leads from the front with that pressing. He sets an example to the rest of the team that even though he's the striker, he's going to work just as hard as everyone else in the team when it comes to being out of possession. And I think that goes a long way for me. I think that goes a long way for Ange. And then in possession, it's nothing pretty, but it's effective. It's kind of like what I appreciate what Chris Wood does. I appreciate what other big, tall strikers can do that maybe aren't the most aesthetically pleasing when the ball is into their feet. But what they do very well is they hold it up and they protect the ball well. They're difficult to try to shove off because they're very physical. They're strong. They're big guys. So it's not like you can just muscle them and move them to the ground. You're not going to be able to do that. Whereas we saw last year with someone like Sonny, for example, who struggles with his back to goal. He can't hold up the ball in some of these situations. He does get bullied. He does find it difficult to get the ball out from under his feet in these situations. For Solanke, it's not like it's Harry Kane at build-up play or Gyökeres or Ivan Toney or anything, but it is effective. You can fire it into him. You can knock it long to him. He will find a way to bring it down, and he will find a way to get it to one of his other fellow attackers or someone else in the team, and then make a run off of there. And I think, again, that goes a really long way in this Ange Postecoglou system. He's also someone that will be happy to wander around in the box. If it's a low block defensive team, he doesn't have a problem with, not getting too much service where he has to drop deep and, touch the ball a couple of times in order to, be, fully flowing or fully confident. He can, move around. He can be that poacher. So I just think, like, maybe similar to what Dave said, I wouldn't give him the Van Nistelrooy tag, but he is similar to a Carlos Tevez, where he's pretty relentless, where he's gonna keep running. Like I said, my inner Solanke, where anytime that he's tired or other people are showing that he's tired, or he's gonna not show it like other players do. He's not gonna walk. He's not gonna look to be catching his breath in the moment. He's just going to keep running. He's going to power through, and then he will try to get his moment where he can put it in the back of the net and get his rewards for that. And I think this just is a huge facet of being an Ange Postecoglou striker. You got to work your tail off. You got to be physical, and you also have to be happy to maybe go long periods without really touching the ball very much. And then you're going to be able to get that chance on the other end to put it in the back of the net with a simple tap in. And I think he does suit the style of play for a lot of reasons. And I'm looking forward to seeing maybe more of his aerial game being taken advantage of. This one, maybe not the best case example, but he's also a very good header of the ball. And I hope to see that maybe in other games where, we're pinning a team back and we're whipping crosses into the box, and we can see him rise above someone in order to win a header. And that's what Richarlison was really good at one point under Ange Postecoglou. So let's hope that the big Dom can do that for us.
And the thing is, I hope I'm not wrong on this, but I do think there's more to come from Solanke. I think right now he's just sort of trying to find a way to blend in with the play, and I think once that comes, I think the more confidence will come, and I think he'll maybe hit a stride, and I think there will be a lot more to come from Dominic Solanke, and I hope I'm not wrong saying this, because I know I was skeptical of Dom Solanke, and I want to be proven wrong. And I do think there's more to come. I think right now he's just settling in, and he's just getting by. But I think once he gets a bit more comfortable in the system, I think you'll see him become a lot more confident. And with that, all strikers rely on confidence. The goals will follow. Hope I'm not wrong, and I hope I haven't jinxed them.
And Georgie Hill, big up George, send in that fan cam if you're up for it tonight, my friend, and we'd love to upload it. And he says Arteta is going to be Dyche with hair plugs in 2 years.
Honestly, Arteta is getting away with it because he's up there challenging with Man City. But if they weren't winning games, his football is absolute turgid. It is horrible to watch. It's absolutely horrible to watch. It's just effective because defensively they're absolutely solid and sound. But will they ever get over the line playing that way? I reckon no. Because I think in the big games, there are a point where you have to be brave and go and push, and Arteta's too scared to do that.
In the case of Arteta, he's not even channeling his inner Pep anymore. He's channeling his inner David Moyes. And I remember he played under David Moyes, I think, at Everton, right, before he made his move to Arsenal. And he's playing more like David Moyes is than even than Pep Guardiola. And fair play to him. I'll show him some credit for that, for trying to win a different way. But if he continues to do it this way, I do think he could set himself up for trouble, because if he doesn't end up getting the result, like Dave alluded to, I hope that they meet him with, maybe more criticism, because you can't play that way and then not get results. I think if you play that way, you have to get results. And he's been doing that. But if he doesn't, in let's say a couple of games or two, then I think there should be some criticism, because he doesn't technically need to play that way with the set of players. Yes, they've lost Odegaard, but that doesn't mean that you need to go to complete archaic, terrible football where every single player is playing behind the ball. You still have some good players in your team that have some attacking impetus and have some creativity. He doesn't need to go full the other scale or the other side of the spectrum of defending. Yet he has done, and it's worked out for him so far. But will it work out for him in the long run? I guess we'll find out. Georgie Hill. When it comes to the hair plugs, I'll tell you what, that guy doesn't have one gray hair, and I think that's a little suspicious. Let's just say that. He's definitely doing a little too much of the hair dye, a little too much of it, if you ask me. He's got to let some of the gray hairs come in. Do it like Jose. Become a silver fox, like let it come through naturally. Let it come through naturally.
And the sick thing is, probably not even paying for the hair dye. He's probably getting the pickpockets out there to rob it for him.
And he's Lego head
Disgusting.
for a reason. That's also because of the hairline, George Yields,
Oh, it's
because that
fake.
the hair never moves an inch. It never moves an inch. Edward Bullshell, thank you so much for the support. And he's saying Ange deserves a great deal of credit. He's an incredible manager. I'm Australian, and I'm aware of what he is capable of. Spurs are lucky to have the great man.
Yeah.
Dave, I mean, yeah, take it away.
Yeah, just quickly, because it sort of goes along with Hotspur 82 comment right underneath that as well, where he says it was embarrassing watching the number of times we were caught in possession. Our defenders were the worst offenders. And I can understand it from Hotspur 82's point of view. You know, everything that maybe he was taught, to a degree, what I was taught, even though sometimes I question what I was taught because I always wanted to play the more attacking way. You know, I was like, why do we have to do? You know, I understand the defensive and the reasons behind it, but you know, I always believe attack is the best form of defense. So to a degree, a lot of what Ange Postecoglou employs, I guess what I'm trying to say, goes against a lot of the rule book that certain generations, including myself, were taught growing up. But what I think we're seeing right now, Hotspur 82, is, you know, bar the top teams who always sort of played that attacking way, where did defensive football get a lot of these teams? Ultimately, nowhere. They never really challenged the establishment of the old rear guard playing that way. To a degree, Jose Mourinho did, but he had the best team at Chelsea. You know, he had the best players 3 times over at Chelsea sort of to make that work. But, you know, I think when you look at a lot of the new managers coming through right now, a lot of the managers Brighton are employing, you know, a lot of the managers that are coming through in the way they want to play, they want to sort of bring football into a new era where it's more based on your attacking setup, go and attack the team. But also, one thing I think gets missed in Postecoglou's system is people go, we're not told to defend. No, we're told to defend from the front. And that's a massive difference. When we defend from the front, it's effective. We pick teams off. We also, as much as, you know, we sort of give a couple of chances the other way going doing it, we also gain chances going forward doing it. And Postecoglou is all about taking the risk and getting the rewards. And I get that it's everything that a lot of us has probably been told to, you know, that you shouldn't do in football. But I do feel like we're entering a new era where there's younger, fresher minds coming in and saying, hang on, if you want to go and challenge the establishment, you've got to go and try and play their way. Attack is the best form of defense. There's no point in setting off them and having their way with you. That's what they want. Go and upset them. Go and get in under their skin. You know, give them something else to think about. Try and push them back the other way. And that's the way football's heading. And myself, I've had to sort of, even though I don't agree with some of it, I've sort of had to learn and understand the ideas and stuff behind it and why they're trying to implement it. And when you do, it sort of makes sense. Hands are on hands. I do like Postecoglou. No, I think I'm Magging Jacko. Sorry, I was just trying to fill the airspace. No, I did. I was just trying to fill the airspace because I'm lagging. So it was dead on my end. So you take it away. Um, mm, 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 I mm, just mm. And just before we go, me, Jacko, you guys, and Dominic Solanke, a huge apology actually. Um,
I was muted there, sorry. But you take over.
we should have put him in on the man of the match because he had 1 goal, 1 assist. When I think back on it, someone put it in the chat, he assisted Brennan Johnson's goal. I forgot about that. So I done Dominic Solanke a disservice, not putting him in the poll, and I apologize. And I apologize to you guys who wanted to select them.
Sorry about that, everybody. Muted. Just wanted to say it was a great European night. 3-0. That's kind of what most Spurs fans were expecting and wanting, and we were delivered that. Yes, there were some risks. Yes, there were some sketchy moments, but all in all, that's going to come with having 10 men on the pitch. And I think we can call this a very successful evening at the end of the day. Let's hope we can carry on this momentum into the Man United game. Really appreciate all the support from everyone tonight. So many people sending in their thoughts. And also thank you as well to Drew Zilla at one point, who sent in 10 memberships. That was very generous of you, Drew. So please take advantage of that. Get in your fan cams, because any of those that receive that membership from Drew, you can send in your fan cam after the game to us. Just send it via email, the description, or in the community section. There should be instructions in order to do that. We can upload those tonight and tomorrow. And then also everyone that's just been a part of the watch along experience. We really appreciate you guys. Smash the like button for us. If you do want to support the channel further, you can think about grabbing your own membership. We do members match only previews. So we get our own thoughts, ahead of the game. That's only exclusive to the members and a members live stream. And we're looking to give back in plenty of other ways to you guys for supporting the channel. But it's been a really fun, successful evening. Thanks to all the support that we've received tonight. Look out for more content throughout the weekend. But Dave, am I missing anything?
Nah, look, it's just great to be in love with the crest and the club again, even if it is for 48 hours until the Man United game. Look, go and enjoy yourselves. Good night. Everyone dug in. That's what we needed. We probably needed this performance to hopefully benefit from it in the long run. But guys, tomorrow we'll be up recording again, getting all the match day stuff out for you pre-United game. So look out for that. And have a good evening, everyone. By the way, just before we go, how rude, we got to tell people what we're celebrating with. Tonight, I'm just going to have chips washed down with some Snickers ice cream.
Geez, I'm thinking a nice workout after this for myself. Probably should eat some leftovers. Might move away from that and just, reward myself with some like a burger, maybe even, you never know, a nice little kebab or something like that. I do live next to a Euro place, which does serve a pretty good Euro, which I might entice myself with. But yeah, it's going to be a fun rest of my evening. I'm going to happy clap away, especially before Sober October, where I'm going to have to be a bit more of a goody boy. And looking forward to more watch alongs like this, more fun experiences like this. I think we are at our best when we get to win. And yes, we try to do our best to analyze when things go wrong or things go poorly. But I do think this channel does a lot better when it comes to our own analysis and just our own sort of feelings on things when we are winning, because I'm a happy clapper at heart. I don't like to be negative. I don't like to look at Spurs in a bad light. And I like to have good wins like this, that I feel like something is building, that something's brewing, and we can get some momentum and go into the next games with confidence. And I think I can do that now after a performance like this. So feel really good. Hopefully you guys feel really good. Celebrate. No reason to go after each other or criticize that much of the performance or anything. I think this was all in all a good one. And we'll see you next time, everybody. And we'll see you all for the next match day content as well. Come on, you Spurs. Big Ange we trust. We never stop. See you, everybody. Have a good one.